Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Factor here on Factor of Games. I'm your host, Greg, and I apologize. We were running 2 hours late. If you can see, my eye's really screwed up right now. I got something in it, so that was part of the issue, and had to try and get it out. I did. It was like a piece of wood when I was outside doing work. It kicked back up and hit me in the eye, which I can see. It didn't do anything there, but it caused enough problems. So it's feeling a little bit better, but it's still really red. So I'm going to try to stay off camera here as we go. But I appreciate everybody for stopping in, even though it's later. Welcome, Somforn Lumthonglang. Welcome. I did see body cam. Sorry, I didn't. I saw your message. I haven't checked it out yet. It looks interesting. I mean, everybody was talking about it a while ago because of, I think they're using Unreal 5 and it's like ultra realistic in terms of what it looks like, but I don't own it yet. And I didn't have it prepped for the show, so I can't play that one, but I'll take a look at it. I'll reach out to the dev, see if we can get a copy of the game to check out here. And I'll do it for the Steam Deck as a live view or real view. Oh, my eye's still watering. As a real view video, and then try to have it on the show as well. But it may be a couple weeks. I'm not 100% sure. But I appreciate your enthusiasm for it, and definitely thank you for mentioning it, because I didn't know it had come out. I don't know how well it will run, though. Just thinking about the game in general, I didn't take a look at the requirements. But let's just do that really fast out of curiosity. It doesn't have a verified setting or anything like that on Steam Deck. But just looking at your recommended, it seems a little bit high. I mean, a recommended is 3060. A bare minimum is 2070. I don't think it's going to run well at all. That's just a guess, just doing this for a couple years here now. I'm not 100% sure if that game would run well at all. It's got to run off an SSD as well. So, I mean, it's transferring. The transfer rate has to be pretty good for the streaming. I'm sure they're using like streaming of that, the graphic settings and everything like that. So it might be tough. It may run at like 10 frames per second. I don't know, but we'll see if we can get that done. It would be interesting, but thank you for mentioning it. I didn't even know it'd come out. Just like a lot of games, if you guys didn't know this week, there was one mistake that I made that I will cop up to right now is I thought, was it Black Myth Wukong launched this week? It didn't. It doesn't launch until August. I thought it launched this week, and I saw it go up Friday, I think it was, as a pre-purchase. I didn't go into Steam far enough to see it, but it was pre-purchase. I put it up in the voting thinking like, oh, it went live. If people want to see it, I'll buy it. I don't care. And ultimately I was watching, funny enough, the live IGN live and event. And I saw that they did a promo for it and it said August. And I went, really? Is that only on console? And I looked at it, I was wrong. So we had to kind of revert to the second place winner of that vote on Friday, which was Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. So we're going to show that. We will obviously show Wukong when it comes out, but that was my mistake. I thought the game actually came out in June. When I saw it go up on Steam and the new game releases, I thought, okay, we're good. And I'll buy it later on that day. I'll put it in the voting today. And ultimately, it was just the pre-order, which kind of sucks that they throw pre-orders into the news section. I'm not blaming Steam. I'm blaming myself. But ultimately, when you think about it, when they do that, and when you're on the Steam page, you see kind of like a new, like, let's just go there real fast. Let me pull up Steam. Oh, what is it? Steam powered, right? I have my Steam window over here, but we might as well just pull it up over here. And because I have a browser that we can look at. There we go. If you look at that, and you go down, you're like, okay, usually I spend a lot of time kind of in this section of Steam right here, like upcoming top sellers, new and trending special. This is where I spend most of my day looking at stuff. And Wukong showed up in new and trending. But you know what kind of sucks about that is when it shows up in new and trending, it's taking place, even though it's just a pre-order, it's taking place of a game that actually released that day. And as we know, we talk about this all the time, there can be upwards of 100, 200 games launch every day on Steam. At one point, it was as high as 300. So they only show like 10 slots here. So a pre-order is taking up one of 10 slots here, when if they believe it's going to be a big game, they could just put that in like one of the featured sections, like this carousel here, or like they could make an actual thing that says just pre-orders, right? And not affect like actual people trying to get sales on their brand new game that actually released, that actually is playable. So I don't know. That's just something I noticed. And it kind of, I was led through that process of thinking, it's not super impressive thinking, but I was walked through that process of thinking as I screwed up here. And I was like, oh, you know what? They shouldn't actually put that in here. It should stay over here, or like even make a section that says pre-order, right? Or something like that. Because you've got like, here's some new ones coming up that we'll be taking a look at. The Kingdom Hearts series, obviously, probably Shin Megami Tensei 5. I don't know if we'll do any VR, at least not that isn't special. I'm talking to Capcom to get a copy of Monster Hunter Stories. So stuff like that, right? Like I spend a lot of time here. And if you don't know, you can click on upcoming releases to see more if you've never checked that area out. But yeah, I spend a lot of time in here, and I saw that pop up. I was like, okay, cool, we'll do it. But yeah, I screwed up. Anyhow, what else went on this week? Oh, IGN, the live stuff. I don't know if everybody caught that on Friday. They had the big show that kind of took the place of like E3, right? So E3, I mean, everybody should know what E3 is, but if you don't know what E3 is, or if you're not from the US, maybe you never really checked it out or heard about it. Gamescom is a bigger show, or now is a bigger show, was a bigger show in Germany. So for Europeans, that's, a bigger show. E3 would have been the equivalent of that, much smaller level, but still big here, presence in the US. That actually disappeared. I don't think they're doing it any longer. And now Jeff Keighley and his live stuff is the big thing. So there's a summer of games fest, right? Is always something that they do. I think even Steam has the, they're calling it the Steam's summer showcase of summer showcases. So this is like their thing that they're doing. We'll go back over. Sorry, I didn't mean to bounce out of the browser. But this is kind of where they show like, hey, here's what's coming up. Like tomorrow morning, very early, will be the Xbox showcase. So I think it's 10 a.m. Pacific, maybe, or 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Pacific. Then on Monday, I think that's Monday. Actually, it may be tomorrow. Let's just see. Yeah, tomorrow is the PC Gamer Showcase at 1. And at 2, there's another PC Gamer Showcase. Then there's Steam kicking their stuff off for Next Fest, which is their big, their big push for like pre-ordering indie games coming down the road, wish listing, stuff like that. So they'll be talking about that all day. But there's all sorts of stuff. And then after this, I believe it's next week, is the actual Steam sale. So the big summer sale kicks off next week. But yeah, there was the Summer Game Fest that happened yesterday. So this has been going on all week. And if you haven't checked it out, it's on YouTube. Just go check them out. There's some interesting games. I was very happy with like some of the games they showed, but the problem was that they only show like the hype trailer. They don't show the gameplay trailers of a lot of games. So which is kind of unfortunate in that way. Like at least at E3, the norm was to have like a gameplay trailer there, or a game being demo there, or something of that nature, right? And they're kind of missing out on that, I think, right now. So we'll see. It was a good show. I really enjoyed kind of checking out some of the stuff. there were some games that I'd seen. Like they announced the new Gorilla game, which is Horizon, Lego Horizon, which is actually Horizon from the PlayStation side of the house studios. And that is actually going to be available on all platforms now. So they're going to bring it to like Nintendo Switch. They're going to bring it to Steam right away, right? This is really day of release kind of thing. I don't think it did get an Xbox release, but I could be wrong there. But that'll be an interesting one where it's taking that old Lego design, the Lego game design, and actually moving it into something that, you know, makes more sense for actual games, right? Than just like movie-based stuff, which is mainly what it was. Like it was a lot of like Star Wars, a lot of Indiana Jones, a lot of, oh, I don't even remember all the game movies that Marvel stuff, right? Now they're actually bringing I always say Horizon Zero Dawn, but it's actually Horizon franchise into it, and it looks really fun. It's cute. I played it a lot with my my kid when he was younger, and I was younger as well. So it's kind of one of those things. We were both young, and we really enjoyed that. So that was always fun. So that was kind of interesting to see. That was like the big thing that kicked it off. Then I think they put out like the DLC for Alan Wake 2, which Alan Wake 2, if you're on Steam a lot, like I am, is not available yet. They've got an exclusive over on the Epic Game Store. But if you do have it on Epic Game Store, if you have it on PlayStation or an Xbox or something like that, you can play that. It's available for purchase, I believe. And it's got some interesting things where it brings in like, I'm not going to ruin any spoilers, but it's going to bring in some stuff that connects their world in a way that makes everybody happy, right? It's fan service kind of stuff. So I thought that was really nice to see. There was a lot of good indie games. There's what was the other one? Cuff Buff. Is that what it was? Oh, let me see. It's from the creator of Choo Choo Charles, which is really interesting game. If you've never had a chance to check, Cuff Bust is the game. And Cuff Bust is, let's see if we can bring that up on screen. I'm looking at one thing, and then I should just be doing this in the, there it is, Cuff Bust, in the browser window so we can see it. Cuff Bust is from Two Star Games, which was the developer of Choo Choo Charles, which is actually a single developer. I think they're based in Seattle. And this looks really fun. This is kind of like a multiplayer, funny escape. I don't know what you would call it, escape kind of game. Looks really cool. You, Jamie Rucker, welcome. Oh, so you really like the showcase? Wish listed about 5 games so far. Yeah, you're ahead of me. I haven't even had a chance to do any of that, but I was just watching it. Love checking it out. I would definitely will, but welcome. And yeah, that was, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I would love to see a little bit like this one actually showed gameplay, right? In that sense, I would love to see a lot of gameplay for different games, but, you know, if you go over to Steam and check it out, you're gonna be able to see something. They're gonna show you a little bit more than usually what's on there. But this game definitely looked cool. Was really interested in this one. Then there's obviously we talked about that one. My script for the day, Black Myth Wukong. I'm interested in this. It's another Souls-like game. So, well, they don't call it Souls-like, but it's an action RPG, right? Souls-like kind of thing. It's I think it's a Monkey Man or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, this one's coming out. Get to see a little bit of the hype trailers and stuff like that. But this one, we will definitely play in August. But again, I thought they had already brought it out, but it was just the pre-purchase. That was me not following along with the script, I guess. So yeah, that was another one that they were showcasing, and they went through a good many. I mean, there's a lot of interesting games coming out. IGN, I know not everybody's super happy with IGN all the time, but they own Humble. Humble's a partner, as you can see below me. Humble and IGN are completely separate in a lot of cases. They don't deal with each other at all, but they do have a special thing going on. This is self-promotion because I always do promote some stuff for them because they're a good group. But this is this one, what is this one? I mean, I think off the top of my head. This is showcasing the IGN Live. So IGN Live is kind of connected to the Summer Game Fest. I don't know if they all have to partner together on this or not. I don't know if there's any money that transpires or moves from hand to hand with Jeff Keighley and his group, but they do have a bundle up right now that is not too bad. 8 games. You pay $25. One of the games is one that we're talking about today, which is still on sale. You can get it for like $12 over on Steam, which is Mech Warrior 5. But for $25, you can get a hold of all of these games here. High on Life, which is amazing. Really enjoyed that one. I've shown that here. Atari 50. I mean, if you're as old as I am, you'll remember Atari, but you may not if you're not. So it's still kind of a cool collection they put together. Revival. I've never checked this one out. It's another card style, card battler, deck builder. Soul Slinger, check this one out. I have this one. I think I've shown it on the channel as well. Bread and Fred, little adventure game kind of thing. Grindstone. I think this is one of the more like roguelite out there for it. So you can get all of these for like $25. And then they donate to Child's Play. And you can choose and this is just something for you to know. It normally works on everything. If you do ever go buy anything from Humble using one of my links or anything like that, if you click on Adjust Donation, you can actually go in and set the custom amount, and you can actually give Child's Play 100%. Well, as much as you can. Humble's going to take a little bit, but you can give as much as you want to Child's Play and give the publisher 0. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's up to every individual, but like you can adjust this so you can know if you really want to give it all to charity, or the majority of charity. Humble's got like this thing where they'll take X amount because they have to pay their bills. I will give them that. They have to pay their employees. They've got a lot of great employees, stuff like that. So, and then I get a cut of it. Maybe not on this. I forget. It's every once in a while. There's like something you'll see where it's like, hey, the streamer or the YouTube channel that you watch will get a cut of it. And I've been a partner of theirs for like 7 years. So whatever that ends up being is great. But just to let you guys know, you can adjust it and give it all to charity, or as much as you can to charity. I don't want to say all because Humble takes X amount for themselves. But again, they cut the deals, they set this up, they give everybody they handle the transactions and all that stuff. So I will give me 1 sec. I'm going to generate a link. I'll throw it in the chat if anybody wants to do that. If you want to support the channel, you can always do that here on this link. I got to find my chat. There it is. There it is. That one's for the IGN bundle on that. Let me move. I'm going to duplicate this and move this over here because I want to be able to use something. There we go. I don't need to see myself, but I had it all screwed up. This is going to be a little bit longer today. I wanted to change a little bit up about how this show goes. I wanted to talk about some of the games that are coming out, things of that nature, so we can enjoy that and kind of talk about it a little bit. Not necessarily just promote, hey, use Humble or this or that, but I thought it was it's useful. Another one, I do want to tell everybody about this one, though. This is the Humble Monthly Choice. This just launched. We're going to play a game out of this as well. Miasma Chonicles. If you do go on here and you use the link below, or I'll throw it in chat as well. This one you get for $12 every month, and it's month by month. You don't have to sign up for more than a month if you don't want. You get 8 games. So you get Miasma Chronicles, you get Rick's of Rain 2, you get that Lego or 2K Drive, from Lego, Warhammer Battle Sector. These are all Steam games. You get to keep them forever. They're your games. And like I said, you can go month to month. You don't have to do more than that. And this one is oops, sorry, I'm clicking on something that's not going away. Why isn't it going away? There we go. And this is kind of one of those things where you can go in, get a really good deal on it. And then every month, for that month that you've done the member's choice, you get these 8 games. You also get 20% off of every game from their game store. So it's also another way to find cheaper games here and there. So I can grab this one. Also would help the channel. So if you bought it, I would get some of it. You don't have to support like I said, it's really up to you. You know, if you want to give, well, this one, I don't think there's a choice in the donation, because it does go, I think, all to the developers and to Humble. I don't think I get a piece of this, but you save 20% on anything else that you buy from their store, not the bundles, but anything from the store. So that would ultimately, if you use the links that are connected to the channel, that would save you money. But, and it would provide something to the channel here. But let me go in. Sorry, I'm saying a lot of buts because I'm trying to do something and my brain's not working right. I just wanted to grab you the link, the one that does support the channel. And I think it's this one. Yeah, this one here. And I'll drop that in the chat and we can get the hell off of this stuff. There's a couple other bundles that I thought were cool. I think there's another one that we're actually going to be showcasing here in the show. No, we're not. But there's a couple other bundles. You know, you can always take a look at different ones. There's a tiny build one. This one's got like Hello Neighbor 2 in it, Asterigos, and you get like 15 games and DLC/DLC for like $15. So they're all good deals, and you can always go over there and find something you want. So let's jump out of this, get out of the promotion stuff, and let's go to the Steam Deck and talk about what won the actual voting this week. I know that was a little bit longer intro, but that was 24 minutes. That was a long intro. We shouldn't have done that. But there was a lot of things to talk about in the terms of the game stuff. So we're looking at the Steam Deck. Let's take a look at what we're going to look at today. So what was voted on was Black Myth Wukong. That game was not available, as we talked about. So Mech Warrior was the second one that came out. So we're going to do Mech Warrior 5 today. We're going to also take a look. You can see I bought that tiny build one because I wanted to get Steragods with this Soul-like game. The Evil Dead, the game, also was winner. That was out of like a bunch of them. I put that up head to head against like Dead by Daylight, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Friday the 13th, which were all very similar games, right? They're all this horror genre. They all were like the 4v1 kind of game where, you know, you've got one person hunting 4 players and you kind of switch back and forth, except Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think, is 3v4. I don't know. There's variations between all of them. Thymesia, which is a Souls-like game. This went up against, it kind of went up against other Souls-like games. I had, what were the 3 that I'd put up? Kristala, which nobody really, I don't think a lot of people know a lot about Kristala. So I'm going to do one thing. My pick of the week was Kristala, and I'll tell you a story why I keep wanting to show that game. I'm not getting paid for it. It's not anything like that, but there is a story connected to it why I think you should take a look at it. But Thymesia went up against Surge and Surge 2 and Kristala. It won out. This is my pick of the week, which we do every week. And if you don't know what we do here every week, we actually do a daily poll. I do a daily poll of games you want to see here on the Saturday show. And it's 4 games a day, Monday through Friday. And you choose by voting on the channel here on YouTube. If you haven't already, subscribe so you get notified when it goes up. Once that vote is done for that day, it moves forward. So that game is locked in for Saturday. We do 5 games here on the show on Saturday, plus I pick a 6th one. Kristala is going to be my pick, and I'll tell you the story. If you hang around towards the end, I'll walk through why I like the game, how I knew about it long before it actually came out, and kind of it goes back to my history in the video game industry. So that one I'm going to show. Then we also have, what was the other game that Miasma Chonicles. And is that the last one? So that's 1. I don't think it is. 2. Kristala's there. 3, 4. There's one more. What's the other one? It should be loaded up here on the front page. What is the other game? Let's go in. Now, I have a 2 terabyte drive. I don't really show this too much, but I have a 2 terabyte drive here that we can take a look at. Oh, Selaco. Yeah, this one's kind of cool. I wanted to take a look at this. I had bought it, and then I put it into the vote. It won out. We're going to take a look at that one as well. It's kind of like a boomer shooter, a little bit more involved than normal boomer shooters. So we're going to take a look at that. But let's jump in. So we're going to start on the Steam Deck. So let's go back to the front, and I think let's take a look at Evil Dead. That game I had put up on the it's kind of the middle picture, kind of in the thumbnail. So let's take a look at that one, see what we think. So I'm going to try and use I'm going to try and use mouse and we'll use controller. So I was going to try it on mouse and keyboard, but let's give it a controller try. As far as I know, there's nothing we have to do. We'll just be able to run it straight off of the go. I haven't tried to launch this one. There was a little bit of stuff going on this week. I had to do 2 14-hour days and then normal days. I was getting home at like 5 a.m. I was watching the sun rise as I was driving a 2-hour drive home. It was kind of nuts. I don't do that often, but it was just a busy week. So because of that, this is something for the channel. Because of that, I've got to come up with a better way to do the daily releases because I was really late. I missed actually a day. And then I was really late on the polls going out every day. It was unfortunate. It seemed like it. I think there was 2 days where I missed like the noon deadline. That's the deadline I set for myself. I ended up putting them out at like 3 and 6 p.m. because I just didn't have time. Oh, failed to load the anti-cheat module. So we may have to... That's not good. I didn't know that this one... I thought they kind of did the same thing everybody else was doing, and they made 2 versions of the game. We may not be able to show this on here, unfortunately. Let's see. We can definitely show it on the Legion Go. It doesn't care because it's Windows. But let's try this. Let's go into properties, compatibility, and let's go down to hotfix. I don't think this will do it because I think they don't have a secondary server set up for Linux-based or non-anti-cheat games or non-anti-cheat players. For some reason, my foot pedal is not working. Usually I can hit the middle pedal and it'll mute the mic, and it's not doing it right now. I got to see why. I'm going to try to fix that. Yeah, it's not going to load it, is it? How unfortunate. I thought they would have had that done. That does not seem like a big deal to me to like enable that. I don't know why my foot pedal is not working. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to reload my Stream Deck, not Steam Deck. Yeah, it's not, wait. It's showing it, but it's not, the mic's not showing it. God, I hate to screw with the mic. I don't even know why that would be. Watch, I'm going to unplug this. We'll see if it does anything. Yeah, okay. I see me talking. I hope it sounds the same. But it's so weird. Like, it's connected, like, in one way, but it's not muting the microphone. Mute mic. Oh. Huh. How'd it get switched over? Give me 1 sec. Wavelink, mic, in, Elgato Wave 3. Now it's working. I don't know. That's weird. It got switched to my camera mic. I wonder what mic. No, the stream's using this mic, this one right here. I don't know. Weird. Okay. Anyhow, back to the issue at hand. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't test this one. I thought Evil Dead said that it was fine. I kind of go off of others' information sometimes. Not others' information, but I go off of Steam's information. I thought this one said it was playable. It does say it's playable. But with anti-cheat, how's it playable? Okay, there's got to be something we can do then. If it says it's playable, unless they change this after Steam, what could have happened, and I've never really seen this happen, but what could have happened, I think I've told everybody on the channel how I believe Steam does things. Steam takes a look at a game, and if it's playable or if it falls within their certain category of verified or playable, they look at it, it's got that label stamped on it, and it never gets changed. Even if the game breaks, I don't think they go back and review it. It's not like every time you upload a new patch or a version, Steam goes through and cycles and tests. So this could be one scenario where they broke the game from running. But let's try experimental. Most of the time, what we see is the opposite direction, where a game will get tested. It won't be verified or playable status. It'll get like unverified status. And then the developer actually does some work, gets it running, the game plays fine, and then Steam doesn't get back to the game test to be able to put it into a new status of like verified or playable. So a game will run just fine, but it'll never showcase verified or playable. So I think we're seeing the opposite end of that here. Failed to load. There's nothing. The only way around that, I don't even think there's a way around it. Because it's the server that's locking us out. It's not the game. Unless there's a different build. Let's see if we can see that. Is there a different, like an anti-cheat, non-anti-cheat enabled build, which might be in the betas? But Steam would never have given it like the go-ahead for that. They don't do that. Let's see, none. Yeah, there is none. Interesting. We can, I mean, again, I highly doubt like verifying the integrity. If you don't get a game to run, you can always do verify integrity of files. What that does is it like reviews everything, compares it, diffs the actual one that Steam has in its like, stored information. And if there's something that doesn't match up, it'll download the required file that it's missing or something of that nature, right? That's not available for them to see. So it's essentially the same thing like a coder would do, right? Or an engineer. They would just diff from the original code to the code that they're working with, right? The new code they're trying to get approved or signed off on, and see what changes there are. And that's essentially what this is doing. It's checking all the different run times. Everything was validated. So yeah, this is a weird one. Maybe they broke the game. It's unfortunate when I have to buy a game, it doesn't work. Maybe they broke the game. See, because it even says playable here. Some in-game text. Yeah, that's usually just to be able to go from playable to verified. Text needs to be big enough. The game requires manual configurations of graphics settings. So essentially, like to be verified, you have to run 1280 by 800 and default to that whenever it's launched on the Steam Deck, which they may not have that, but everything else is accessible, all functionality. That one's weird. I've never run into that. Where it was like this, where we're going to run the game and it will not pick it up. Let's try. I don't think changing to, so we're on go over updates. We're on experimental. I wouldn't think like any of the direct protons would have an effect on this. Because if it's if it's experimental, I would have to think that they like maintain everything. But let's just see. Maybe it was only ever like set up to run on 8.05 because I don't remember it trying to run the anti-cheat script on launch here. Yeah. I think they changed something and it broke the game, which is unfortunate. I should have tried that earlier. So let's move on from that. If I can get it running, we'll do a daily video. But let's check it out and we'll run it on the LG, the Legion Go. So this is the Legion Go right here. And this one should be nice and simple because it's actually a PC. Anyhow, it runs on Windows. We're going to use controller on this one. Hopefully it'll connect. I think I was toying around with this, so I might have to resync my controller. Give me one sec. Come on. Well, it doesn't need to pair via Bluetooth, but that's fine too. I don't really care how it pairs. Let's see, we need to do this. Okay, weird. Shouldn't have really mattered. I have a dongle, whatever they call it, like a USB dongle for Xbox controllers. But yeah, for some reason it wanted to go via Bluetooth. Okay, so Evil Dead. Let's go ahead and start it up. Yeah, the Steam one, I'll have to take a look at it. I don't know. That's interesting. That's what you get when you don't verify everything. I could return it, I guess, but I'll probably play it. These anti-cheat, I don't know. I kind of question why they have them so much on the game like this. I mean, others, sorry, I don't really question why they have anti-cheat. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there are some bad actors out there, right, for that. But, you know, other companies, let's just say that, other companies handle it by having a separate server that doesn't have any kind of cheat, anti-cheat software enabled. Like Halo's done that. Yeah, Jamie, that's what I think. Yeah, thanks for looking that up. I think they may have made a change on their server side. Or, you know, what I guess, I don't think the game is done, I don't want to say it's not done well, but I don't think it's done extremely well compared to like Dead by Daylight, or I question even if Texas Chainsaw Massacre has done that. You know, Friday the 13th is actually removed from Steam. I don't know if everybody knows that or not. I have the game because I had bought it prior to it being removed. You can't even get the game anymore Friday the 13th. So I'm not questioning whether the games are doing really well. I think Dead by Daylight does really well. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre has done okay. I think that, you know, probably Evil Dead is like the least of this group. And they could just say like, well, we were running a whole server for, you know, the Steam side, Steam Deck side, and nobody's playing on it because, you know, if you take, there's about what, a base of like 5 to 6 million Steam Deck owners out there right now. And how many of this copy of this game has been sold on Steam? We could look that up on ProtonDB or SteamDB or something like that, right? And we could like work it out to, well, there may be only like 1,000 players, and how many of those players keep playing the game constantly? Is it enough to keep it up and running? So that's what they could have chosen to do. I mean, again, not touting that I was really doing a lot in the games industry, but we shut down servers because of lack of players, right? And that was just kind of the way it went. So that, to your point, looking it up on ProtonDB, and what we were saying, it could have been that there was a server readily available for Steam Deck players, but because of lack of use, lack of people playing, they just killed it off. Steam wouldn't know. Steam never hears that. and then it doesn't work anymore. So I guess we could be good Samaritans and say like, hey, there's something wrong. Let me see if there's a way to go in and question. Have Steam never. I sold games on Steam. Like I actually published 4 games on Steam. They never responded that fast to me, and I was a publisher. I doubt they're going to respond to us as a consumer, but maybe they will. I don't know. They're a good company. I'm not saying Steam is not a good company. I like them, but I kind of think that this will be like really low on the list of priorities. So let's see. That's Evil Dead. It's just a shame, though. I bet, you know what, if we looked in their notes, removal of server. I mean, is the team even working on this game anymore? Do they get content updates? That was only a year ago it launched. Well, a little bit over a year. When was the last? So they did some bundles. No, all the bundles actually launched the same day. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if they're really supporting the game. That's sad. Evil Dead's a good... Yeah, see, there's no place to, like, say, no, this doesn't work. Or, like, to question it. Saber. Oh, you know what? I forgot Saber published this. Saber was... What did they end up doing out of the deal that they were on? Didn't they just buy themselves back? Was it Saber that did that? I think so. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll send a note to somebody I know over there. Maybe they'll look at it one day. We'll just call into question whether this works or not. View update history. When was the last update? It's not even running here. Does the game even work? Oh, you know what? I bet it's hidden in the background. I bet that's what's happening. So let's do Alt-Tab. There it is. There it is. This is the problem. We've talked about this multiple times. Although Windows is a good way to play games, right? Like the Steam client with the Windows type devices like the Legion Go is not built for controllers like the way that we want it to be, like it is on the Steam Deck, where, you know, Steam OS is handling that. And what happens is like Steam doesn't like get the hell out of the way, and it just kind of overlays on top of the actual game running. So that was the problem we were facing right there. Okay. Why isn't the controller working? Okay, now it's working. My God. What are we doing here? I can't even get... Oh, you know why. Again, this is an issue that's related to a little bit more than just... So what's happening is Steam sees the controllers on the Legion Go as the player 1, and my Xbox controller is the player 2. And we need it to go to, like, swap those controllers around. So let's go in here and open this. Controller settings. Okay, I think... No, it's still not there. Reorder controllers. There we go. So... See, it shows 2 of them. I'm not sure which one is which. Let's move this one 4 to 3. Did that help? No. It's still defaulting to the controller on the Legion Go. Let's try that one more time. We're going to swap this again. Oh, wait. No. There's not that many controllers. What the hell's going on? How about now? No. Man, some of this can be problematic. Okay. Let's try that. No. We'll get it working. I mean, I can always just grab the controllers on the actual device and take them off. I'm not too worried about that. Maybe I'm the Series X controller. Maybe that's what it is. Yes, that's what it is. I just hit that identify thing. Okay, it's doing something. There, now it's working. Okay, just go. Now it's screwed up again. Now it's working. Okay. Wow. That one's a little tough sometimes. Okay, game. So let's see here. We got that. Let's go down to video. High, medium, epic, resolution scaling. We're 1080p right now. Let's just make sure everything is up, and let's put the. Can I not throw the stuff up on the screen? Okay, well, we've completely disabled the Legion Go. There it goes. Controller. My God. Something. Let's get it running. Should have had this in place. We're going to go into Legion Go's platform. And hopefully we can get this thing to run right. Okay, so let's see. We need... Can I now use the other settings screen? No, it's broke. There it is. Now it's up. Okay, so we're on performance. We're on 30 watts. We're on performance there. Oh, we need to turn on the... It's jumping all over the damn place. There we go. We don't need to be running 2560 by 1600, but it's weird. Like, the screen only notices that. Okay, there we go. So, let's see if we can't change a couple settings here to get this to run better. So 1920 by 1080 is where we're at right now, but we definitely got to bring this stuff down. Let's try to go down. Well, let's just go down to low. As much as we can, we'll go to low. Medium. Textures, low. Effects, low. Turn off motion blur. Low. Okay, now we've got 58 frames per second. God, look at around his hair, though. That's where the problem comes into, like, resolution scaling. It looks really crazy sometimes. I can't even get rid of it. It must be... Let's leave it on medium. Hi, Sally. Or Sod 1. Is it Sod 1? Sod 1. New here to the channel, great content, really enjoy the gaming videos. Oh yeah, of course. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in too. And thanks for hanging out. Yeah, that was glad to always do it, man. Love talking about the games on the Steam Deck and the Legion Go and portable devices in general. So thank you for checking out the channel. Enjoy it. Okay, we're just going to run everything on low, but we'll leave resolution scaling high. And we're at 1920 by 1080. Let's see how this runs. I think, well, now we're back to 24 frames per second. Is that just what the menu's set at? Let's just try and run the game. Let's go in and play. Oh, we gotta do the tutorial. I never ran the tutorial. Well, I just bought the game, so yeah, I never ran the tutorial. Survival. Let's do that. Let's see how it runs there, and then we can never really play a game online because of Starlink. It barely does the stream. Let's see. So, hunters, support, warriors. And what's that one? Leaders. Okay, leader, warrior, hunter, and support. Let's do the warrior. Okay, let's see what we get when we're playing the game. And we, there's really not much more we can adjust up or down, so we can only go up. But hopefully, if we wanted to, we could drop it down to 1280 by 720. So we're only getting less than 30 frames per second right now. Let's go in and just address that off the bat. So let's go full screen, but let's go down to 1280 by 720. Let's just see what we can do. Oh, and because I did that, oh God, why did I do this? Okay, this is going to screw up the card. I've got to stop doing this. Gotta stop doing this. I cause my own problems constantly. Okay, there we go. All right. Smaller screen, or lower res.
Resurrected a Kandarian demon. I cannot rectify my error.
35, 42. Okay, we're at least above 30.
Dispel the spirit.
But we are low settings. Like, we could take down the resolution scaling.
Of my map. It contains the location of the items required.
This is not ideal. It's really dark too. Can we adjust the gamma? There we go, brightest. Just for the stream. The weapons. Ooh. Look at that one. That one looks good.
Oh, this'll dissect a deadite just fine.
It is really dark though. And I have it all the way up. Amulet. Recovery. I don't know if it makes a difference. We'll just do that. Is that the brightest that this can be? No, it didn't save. Okay. Oh, save setting. That's why. There we go. That's a little bit better. Still dark, but I mean, it's at least a little bit better. It's really dark in here. Did it say flashlight? Turn the flashlight on in the shed. Gotcha. So how do we turn the flashlight on? There we go. That's much better. Legendary weapons. Is that like a gun? No. Meat hammer. Meat hammer.
Well, this'll soften them up.
But we throw our other one down. No, I want that one. Well, I guess this is what we got. Right. Ooh. Fight. Okay, cool. Let's just see if we can take these guys on. 33 frames per second, huh? 1280 by 720. So that means, like, if we're playing on the device, 1280 by 800. I mean, it's playable. I don't think it's as good as what maybe Dead by Daylight did. If I remember correctly, I think Dead by Daylight actually ran pretty well, like 50s, 60s frames per second. Okay, was that a one-hit kill? Are they all one-hit kills? Let's go this way. I guess we could probably turn the tutorial, or the light off. Maybe that would hide us a little bit. I would have to think there's a level of, like, you want to have stealth. That's a majority of the games. If you're the survivors. But you're really not a survivor in this one. Like, you're actually defending. You can attack. Stuff like that. Without just traps, right? This is more its own rather than... Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you're in the house. You really don't have weapons. Dead by Daylight, you have traps you can set to slow the enemies down, but that's about it. Oh, there we go. Now we got the boomstick. And then even in Friday the 13th, you're just the kids in the camp. Again, you can slow them down, but you really don't have like active weapons that you can use, like a shotgun or ooh, that was rough. Did you see that? Coming down those steps, it was like 19 frames per second, and it just chugged right there. Okay. Uh-oh. Threw up on me. Wait, how did I get rid of my shotgun? Well, did I only have so much? Maybe that's it. Maybe they have a super limitation of ammo. You only get like 1 or 2 bullets at a time, so you really can't just go and have too much of a massive advantage. That would be my guess. I can't even see if there is. Is there an ammo? Oh, it's down on the bottom. Okay. 2 of 14 shells. Okay. Oh, you can drive vehicles too. I had this game on like PlayStation. I think it was one of their free games for PlayStation Plus members, but I never checked it out because I didn't really have a lot of people to play with. So there we go. Oh, that's right. It's a two shell shotgun. Not super impressive. Oh, we gotta run this way. Did I? Oh no, there we go. Find pieces of the map. I do remember trying this game, so yeah, I do remember this part. I mean, this is probably the best you're gonna get. Is around 30 to 40 frames per second. Like, it was up into 45 there, but
Find me some more of these.
I don't think you're getting much more. And this is running full performance mode plugged in with, AC power. I would have to think this thing's using far more than 30 watts. Like, it's using the max, like 35 watts or whatever the device
The
can
group
put
now
out.
holds the final piece of the map. The lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian dagger are within reach. My plan will only succeed with these items.
All right. Can we go into any of these buildings? Is it like, yeah. So it's like Friday the 13th. You got to search everywhere. Lots of money. But no ammo. Okay. I think we've seen enough. I mean, if this is, yes, the tutorial is going to probably be a little bit easier. I would probably say, like, majority of the time you're playing 30 frames per second is probably about the best you're going to get.
The lost pages of the Necronomicon
On the Legion Go. I would
Steel
imagine it would have
yourself
been
for
very similar. Well, probably even less on the Steam Deck if it still worked. But Steam Deck, as we tested, if you're just joining,
collection
did
of the
not work.
Kandarian dagger has begun. This represents
they've got
a
an
grave threat
anti-cheat
to the evil dead. Be prepared to
requirement for the server, and
If I don't get
the guess is probably that they turned off the cheat or the server that didn't have the anti-cheat, so you can't really play it anymore on Steam Deck. Well, the fear level's high when you don't have fire. Okay. But yeah, I think, well, the game looks okay. I think that, oops, why can't I go through? Oh, I must have missed something somewhere. There's an indicator over that way. Maybe there's a bunch of stuff that I gotta grab here. Or I didn't grab any of the stuff that I was supposed to. Oh, that's the matchsticks.
Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, it looks like there may have been stuff like way back here. But what we're trying to do and what we're testing for is totally different. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if I would suggest buying this one. I think you'd have much better time with like Dead by Daylight, which runs really well. Let's go ahead and jump out. We'll win the game. We'll jump over to our next game, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I hadn't seen that before where like the Steam Deck game that was playable was broken specifically by like, well, there's no anti-cheat. There's not a non-anti-cheat server available for it to fire up on. So we've jumped out of here. Let me go back in, change the screen settings really fast. Hopefully we didn't cause the audio issue that we run into a lot when we do this. Stretch that all the way out. Okay. Oops, that's not far enough. There we go. Let's jump over to the Steam Deck and we'll do the next game. Okay, good. Doesn't sound like it's happening. I think we're fine. Uh-oh. I might have to re-log in. I screwed up. I didn't end the game on the Steam Deck. Let's take a look at Thymesia. Thymesia is actually a pretty decent. It's more like Bloodborne. If you've ever played Bloodborne, it's Souls-like, but I mean it's like Bloodborne in that way. It should run just fine. I've played this one before, did a video for it. Didn't have to use any like tool or Proton or anything like that. Let's just jump into the game. Should be just fine. And actually, it's probably gotten a lot better. I would have to imagine they optimized a little bit. Funny enough, this one was actually in I think it was some kind of Humble Bundle sale. This was a couple months ago. And I should have done a video then on it because it is a decent game. Like I said, I do like this one. It gets some visibility here and there, but only when they like really deeply discount the game, which is unfortunate. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. That's just the way it is. But Thymesia is around $25, and it's got very positive reviews. So the game is done really well. Team 17 were the publishers for it. I'm just trying to see if there's any other deals around it right now. You might. I think on Humble it's $20, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the link in the channel or below. Yeah, it's $20 if you have that monthly membership where you get like 20% off. It's $24.99 over there. You might be able to find it cheaper if you go to gg.deals. Let me just look it up while we're waiting. There we go. You know, use this stuff at your own risk. Sometimes these are stores that get keys legitimately from the developer, publisher. Sometimes they buy them from... Sometimes they're selling them. They're reselling them on a site. Let's see. Driffle is one of those sites where they resell like people that, or companies or people or whoever in the hell they are, that have the key and they put it up on there. I buy a lot from them, but like, I don't have problems, but that's just me. You might have different results, or you may have had different result, but they've got it for $11.78 on Driffle. So it's about as cheap as you can find this game. I've never, outside of that Humble Bundle deal, I've never seen it, I don't think, below 15. Let's see. So let's jump in and take a look at the options. Hopefully they did make some updates. Resolution scale, we'll leave it at 100. So they have FSR2. Let's turn it on anyhow. Let's just put it on balanced. We've got everything set to ultra. Let's drop everything down to medium for now. We can always adjust it up. Turn off motion blur. Leave VSync on. Actually, let's turn VSync off. Let's just see what we get since we're on the Steam Deck. And can we... Oh, we're direct capture, so it's going to be 720p. Okay, so 1280 by 720. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, see how it got really bright? It's definitely not the ideal way to play the game. I think you want a little bit of the darkers. You know, darker colors, shadows, stuff like that. That looks really bright. It shouldn't be that bright. Could be fog. I don't know. If I remember correctly, the game ran pretty well. All right. I don't even know where I'm at. So we're at 50s, 49, 60 frames per second once it's done loading. I mean, you can see like FSR doing its work. It's a little... It could be the texture stuff. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at some adjustments before we play. Let's put this on quality. And let's just bump it all the way up to 90. I don't know if it'll go above that. I don't think it will, but I don't think it'll go above 60, but let's just try it on high. So 52, 63, 46, let it adjust. 40s. I mean, I think it's FSR that's doing... Let's just turn that off. I don't really like it on certain games. If we can get away with it, let's turn it off. We can even drop down some of the other stuff. So let's turn that off. Let's move this down to medium. Oh, medium, medium. Okay. Let's see what we get now. Okay, it looks much better with FSR turned off. And we're still getting 60, close to 60 at medium settings. I think I could deal with this. Yeah, this would be... Actually, you know what? We should probably start... Let's just go back in and start a new one. That way you can see kind of like... If you've never seen the game, let's start a new one so you can see the tutorial. Tutorial shows you how the gameplay plays. Right? So, if you've never seen the game... I'm a little bit further into it. Not far, but I mean, like, I'm a little bit further into it, and this way you get an idea of, like, what the mechanics are without having to try and figure it out on the fly without having a controller in your hand yourself. Sorry, I'm just moving some windows around really fast. There we go. Just clearinghouse, or whatever you call that, housekeeping. Look at all those games right there. There's a whole stack of like PS4, Xbox, Xbox One, 60. These are all games that I do. I don't really talk about it on the channel here, but I resell video games, like retro games and stuff like that as well. I don't really talk about retro games on here. It's kind of funny how that works. But yeah, all of those ones have been resurfaced and they're waiting to be listed. So I just, with this new job, I don't even know if I have time to do any of this. I'll keep you doing YouTube because I enjoyed this, right? I really like playing games and like showcasing them on the channel. I really enjoy that. I might have to shut down the reselling of retro stuff. I just don't have enough time anymore to properly do it, right? And I don't overcharge people. Like, I sell games for less than what they are anywhere. I just got into the habit of, like, people would reach out and they would be like, oh, I got this broken console or this or that. And I initially went to college for engineering, electrical engineering. So I like fixing stuff here and there. Even though I never really used it other than just to fix video games. But I would do that, and then I would sell them or give them away to people. And then I ended up getting a bunch of games just every time, and then just grew from there, so... It's kind of a funny thing. It's not a money-making thing for sure. And then I've got, like, resurfacing machines, and just... I really got into it. It's spent a lot of money getting into it. Spent the money that I made getting into like buying equipment to fix stuff. With this game, so like I was saying, it's kind of like Bloodborne in the way that it plays. You know, specifically kind of feels like Bloodborne. You're obviously one of those medicine. What were they? The like doctors, right? Like the physician. Like they had the long beak, and they would burn something inside of the beak, and that would, they thought, stop, you know, viruses and stuff like that from getting to you. Press start once. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys don't ever have to. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. But I just really enjoy talking with everybody that comes in. But, you know, that's a nice way of saying something. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So paper on the ground. So, yeah, you get like a little bit of the story. You can tell the game quality. I mean, compare this to Bloodborne if you've ever played it, right? Look at the text. And this is not putting the game down, but I'll just talk about it for a second. Look at the text they use. The font they use for the text is just basic. There's nothing unique about it, right? It's just a basic font. You can tell the game is a little bit less quality, but it's still fun. And when I say that, I'm not insulting it or the developers or anything like that. But you can just tell, like, okay, there's a little bit of a difference between Thymesia and, you know, From Software's Bloodborne, which is a PlayStation-funded project. You know, that's just something you can look at. Now, you can also, like, draw... Oh, how do I do this? Was that it? There's a way to draw specific feature or specific thing that you need. What would you call it? Like souls or whatever. Right, like, I forget what they call it in this. Blood? Might be blood? I can't remember. There it is. I was going to say, that should pop up. Thank you, Press Start. Greatly appreciate it. That was very kind. So you do get story and all that stuff, like what's going on, why everybody's, you know, locked away in their homes, or, you know, there's a plague and all this stuff. But in general, there's a little bit of a quality difference between this and Dark Souls, obviously, or Bloodborne. You can still play, you still have that arc thing. I'm trying to remember, what is the arc? Is it to draw? So that's my evade. My lock on. It's just kind of showing you I thought there was a reason why it shows you this arc on the lock on. Could be wrong. Oh, there it was. Okay. Use a potion. All right. Let's do that. Let me get away from them. There we go. And you can get more potions. So that's kind of where it's more like the Bloodborne mechanic. Yeah. See, when I did that, like, jump move, that's what that's for. Okay. I thought it was an RT. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more. It's been a while since I played this game. You get this, like, jump move, like, it can be, it's like a claw you have, and it's obviously like a backstab in a way, or a stronger attack, but it can be used as a backstab if they're faced away. There we go. Obtaining a plague weapon. Unique plague weapon to fully charge. Okay, so now... So you pull the plague out, or you capture the plague. That's what it is. Okay. Oh, what was that? There was like a weird thing where it almost looked like FSR turned on. It didn't, but it almost felt like it. Okay, so we've seen it running at about 60. I don't want to spend too much more time on the game, but you can, like I said, you can find it for a pretty good deal. Give me 1 second to check something else. We've already talked about like what the price was, where you could get the best deal on it. I want to check one more thing really fast. Yeah, there's no other. Okay, yeah, so that $12 is essentially the cheapest that I think you can get the game if you're interested in it. And like I said, you can just go to gg.deals, not affiliated with them, but if you search for the game there, it'll show you the cheapest price. And Driffle, I bought from them before. They were the cheapest. Didn't have a problem with them. They delivered the key right away. It worked. No issues. Let's see here. I want to go in and we're going to turn on FSR to ultra performance. And let's take and move this stuff up to ultra. And let's see what we get out of this. Now, we're only going to get pretty much 60 frames per second here. Yeah, you can see, God, it's definitely a different way to play it. I think I'd rather play it without FSR and like drop everything down to like medium. It's just, FSR looks weird sometimes. Like it just really, there we go. We extrapolated the plague. It's just, it looks fuzzy, right? Like that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to drop your resolution scaling down, but give you like AI. I don't know if it's AI generated. I don't want to use AI like everybody else uses AI, but like, or not everybody else, but like AI is thrown around for everything. But like it's doing its little special technique to try and drop the resolution, but upscale it and still give you a solid picture. Sometimes it just looks so weird. It screws with hair, you know, and clothing. Like, I guess it would be like the material in the clothing that has frames in it and all that. It like makes it look really blurry. There we go. Got it. But yeah, this game, let's just go to the boss real fast. We'll just play a little bit of it. He's right up here, I think. Actually, you know what? Let's, maybe if we can save. I thought there was a, let's just see if we can get to a point where I can save. And then we'll do the boss on the Legion Go. Do we go down here? Nope, the other way. It was this way. I thought there's shortcuts as well in the game, just like there are in any Bloodborne or Souls type. Here it is, the beacon. That's what we want. Let me save here, and then we'll do the boss on the Legion Go. Okay. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Let's do a rest. Resume the game. And let's go ahead and exit out. And do the rest of it on the Legion Go. We'll get an idea. We'll toy around with it a little bit. God, that's still up there. Would that game go away? This is Evil Dead. It's still trying to run it, but it can't. We confirmed that for sure. Okay, there we go. So let's jump over the Legion Go. Back out. There's Thymesia. Again, being Windows, nothing you have to change, obviously, in that sense. All right. Team 17 is a good company. I like those guys. They make some good stuff. Well, they don't normally make it. They publish it, but now, for those of you who don't know what the Legion Go has, you probably do, but for those of you who don't, the Legion Go is also an AMD device, so it will support FSR as well. So we can toy around with it, but we are going to leave this at 1920 by 1080. So we're going to try and see this thing, and it's figuring out the controller. Give me 1 sec. You do have to toy around with the controller a little bit more in the Legion Go to get it working. So I have to reorder controllers a good bit on this thing. Let's go back in. Let's go controller setting. Reorder. Xbox Series X all the way up to 1. There we go. Now we're working. So we are 1080 by 19 or 1920 by 1080. We'll put it on full screen. We'll do original. We won't do FSR. We'll leave that turned off again. We'll run it at medium, because this was usually, and if you haven't caught my streams, usually what I talk about here is usually what will run at 1080p on the Legion Go will usually run at 720p on the Steam Deck. At least the OLED in that sense. So we should be okay with this, but we will turn VSync off. We might get better performance. We might be able to go up to high, but let's just try it medium, no FSR, and see what we get. Now, hopefully this will continue the one that we just did. Otherwise, we may have to try and load it. I think it would have synced, because it's not a big file. Yes. Yep. Yeah, we're good. Now, unfortunately, the Legion Go is broke. It's not broke in terms of, like, it's broke. But, I mean, it's not capturing the frame per second. Whatever. They keep breaking it when they do, like, BIOS update. But if you look in the lower left-hand corner, there's a really small number, and I know you're watching at like 720p. It's the frames per second that Steam showcases. So it's like 54. I'll call it out as we go. But yeah, you won't see it up in the upper right-hand corner or upper left-hand corner because it can't capture it right now. It doesn't see it, but Steam can see it. So we're at about 54, 56. Now we're down to 43. I think this is like a mid-boss. 58, 49. Oh, he already caught sight of me. Yeah, we might have to drop it down a little bit lower. Let's get around this way. Oops, oops, oops. Shouldn't do that already. There we go. That's our special weapon. Oh, no, no, no. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Where's my thing to... There we go. There we go. Another sweat. Oh, I missed him completely. That sucked. We could have probably had him there. Probably still get him, but just get that one. Alright. Can we do one? No, I got it. Oh, I missed it. You only have a certain amount of time to get the plague. I call it the plague, but... Oh, he killed me. You only have a certain amount of time when he's hurt to pull that plague out of him to then use it as your plague weapon, which is that big green sword. So that's kind of a unique little... I don't know if it's a unique little mechanic, but it's a unique mechanic to me. I like it. I thought that worked really well. I think the game stops. I don't know. Hopefully the guy won't kill me. I just wanted to go in. Let's do this. Let's turn FSR on. Let's put it on quality and leave it on medium. Let's see what we get. Oh, I just want to get past you, dude. We can collect our stuff. I doubt we have anything, but we'll collect it. So now we're at 60 frames per second locked, and it doesn't look that bad. It's on quality, medium settings, and it's playing really smooth. So I think for the Legion Go, and it's at 1080p, I think you might have to use FSR to really get like a good performance out of it. I don't know. Steam Deck didn't feel as bad, but it was definitely running lower. Wow, 2. Okay. Try it one more time. Now that we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I think this is pretty good for me. I'm pretty happy with this. It doesn't look as bad I always try to put it on quality or balanced for FSR. Let's get some of that. Let's see if we can now attack him with the... Yeah, there it is. Let's back up and see if we can get some more of it. Come on. Nice little bite. Ooh. Man. I don't want him to kill me. I want to get through this, so... Oh, we almost had it. Oh, we should have that. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of cool little cutscenes and things like that, and like takedowns. I don't know. I think the game is pretty good. It got overlooked. Let's just say that, I think. In the end, there's a few other... I hate using Souls like clones, but action RPGs that are like Souls that, I don't know, people just really focused on more, right, in that sense. So this one, I think this came out probably ahead of Lies of P and Lords of the Fallen, right? It was a little bit before that. It just got overlooked in that way, I think. Still a good game. It's got a lot of different areas. And again, the big thing is performance. You can run it pretty well on these devices. If you turn FSR on, you can obviously run it much better. I'm not sure if this is a battle here or not. This might just be a cutscene. But we can probably call it good with this one. Well, of course, it's a boss battle. I don't know if I'm ready for him. A bit tougher. Now there are, I think, weapon upgrades and stat upgrades, all that stuff. Was he supposed to kill me, or is that... I was kind of hoping that was just like a cutscene, but it wasn't. So, let's go ahead and jump out of this one. I think we're good. Oh no, it was a cutscene. I was supposed to lose, I guess, and then go to another area. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. Cool game. Okay. Let's see. What's the next one we're going to check out? Let me exit out of here. Can I even exit out? No, it's locked me up. Hold on. It's turned on here. There we go. I'm just going to... Can I close that out? No, of course I can't. What did I do? There we go. Okay, let me get out of this. For some reason, it's got me locked to like controller. Okay, no, I don't want to talk. There we go. Quit. Now we're out. Okay, good. So let's jump back over to the Steam Deck. And let's take a look at our next one. So what do we want to do? Do we want to do Miasma Chonicles? Yeah, let's do that. This is that one that I was saying that is in the Humble Bundle monthly choice. So this, you get this game plus 7 other games for $12. So if you want to get a good deal, this is probably the best deal you can get on Miasma. I haven't seen it cheaper than that. I don't even know what GG Deals has it for. Well, they probably have it cheaper. So what happens a lot of the time, and I'm not suggesting to do this, not promoting this, but a lot of what people will do is they will go and get a good deal on games like GG Deals, or sorry, like Humble Bundle deals. Then they will take the keys that they don't want and they will sell them on other sites. So I bet that this game will be somewhere around $5, $5 to $8 is my guess. How do you spell it? MIA. SMA Chronicles. Well, they beat my prediction. $2.32 is what you can find this over there on. And it's because of the Humble deal. That's why. That happens a lot. You know, I pretty much, and I'm not saying I'm great at anything, but I mean, I pretty much, every game that I buy on Humble or any of these bundle deals or anything like that, I put into my Steam account. You can see how many games I have when I show that. But there are people out there that basically only want one game, and they'll get the one game, and then they'll take the other 7 games and they'll sell them through various sites across the internet. Developers don't like that. But it's kind of to get visibility on games. You know, as we talked about earlier, with Steam launching hundreds of games a day, or, you know, somewhere in that varying range, it's hard to get visibility. And so people can see your games. So they go to these other sites where they do like deals, like a deal with, I'll give you some insight. So Green Man Gaming, right? Or Fanatical, if you've ever patroned either one of those sites. What they'll do is they'll go to a publisher and they'll say, hey, or a developer, I want to buy 5,000 keys from your Steam key, maybe 1,000, whatever the number is. We'll say 1,000 just to make the math easy. And I want to buy those for 25 cents a piece. The game may cost $25. They're buying them for 25 cents or $20. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a huge difference, delta, right? Because Steam doesn't charge anybody to make Steam keys. Like, if I'm a developer or a publisher and I want to sell you my game, I can sell it through the Steam store. The Steam store takes 30% of every game that sells. So if I sell a game for $10, I'm getting $7, right? That's the quick math. But if I want to take my game and have it so you can activate it on Steam, I can go and order 10,000, 100,000 keys and take those keys, give them to Fanatical, and Steam will not take anything. They'll give them to me completely free. They don't take any revenue or any cut. And then I can sell them on Fanatical. Now, Fanatical or Green Man or one of those sites will essentially like buy them really cheap from me. Like, they'll only want to pay like 50 cents a key or 25 cents a key. So like they'll get 1,000 keys for $250 or 2,000, 10,000 keys for $2,500 or whatever it is, right? They're getting them, and then they sell them in their bundles for however much, $5 for 40 games. And that's how that math works, right? They make a little money. The developer gets some money because they can't get visibility. Or they're making money on a game that's old or whatever, has kind of lost interest from people. So that's kind of how those deals work. And places like Humble, I will tell you a little bit more about them, are good people. And, they kind of do it to where they donate a lot of the money to charity. I'm not saying Green Man or Fanatic are bad people. I'm just saying it's different business. They donate a lot to charity. So there's money going to charity. So, you're selling them, usually when a developer's doing a bundle with Humble, they're giving them the keys and they're getting, the charitable kind of aspect of it, right? The good thing that Humble does otherwise is if I take and give Humble my keys and I just want them to sell my game for $10 in their store, Humble only takes like 20%, so a little bit less than Steam. But there's this little special thing that you can do. If I put a Humble like checkout on my webpage and I'm the developer, they only take like 3% or 2% or something like that, because I'm delivering them a customer, right? That's going to go to their site. So Humble, ultimately, if you're a developer and you're really good at promotion, you use their thing, you put your game in their store, you use their thing, and people come to your website, you're only going to have to pay like 2% for transaction fees, which is super low. Like, normally transaction fees are like 3 to 5% anyhow. So Humble is actually doing everybody a favor if you do it the right way, right? So there's a couple interesting aspects of the gaming business that go on in the background. Like Steam keys are, I mean, it's such a unique industry. Like you can, I used to sell Steam keys to Fanatical for Fate 1 through 4, and I think they were buying like $10,000 worth, but they were getting like 50,000 keys or something like that. It was crazy. Tons of money. Or tons of keys. So like they never bought keys from me again, and they still, I think, are working through those keys on their bundle deals with like certain things. It's nuts. Let's see. Oh, we're on the Steam Deck. So full screen, display resolution, FSR quality. Let's leave it off. 60 frames per second. Okay. And there's the graphics settings. Let's see what those were. Everything's set to ultra. Let's set everything to medium. This is always my go-to. Let's set everything to medium for now. And then we'll come back and we'll see what we need to change. Standard, extreme. Let's just go standard. It's fine. We're not going to be playing for long. Light tactical or full tactical? Let's do light tactical. I think it's interesting when they put in like, because I mean, some people like FTS, right, or RTS style games, but not everybody. They might like the idea of it or the way it looks, but they may not like the full. Like, oh, I have to do everything all the time. I have to manually manipulate things constantly, like XCOM or something. Yeah, I don't know if the interesting stuff around the gaming industry is all that interesting to the folks that view the channel, but yeah, it's a horse trading business in video games on the key side for sure. And I don't work in the games industry any longer, so I can point fingers and name names. I'm not going to get impacted by it at all.
I can do this. I can do this.
As Johnny, I think it was Johnny Depp that said that, or Captain Jack Sparrow, right? I can point fingers and name names.
Yeah, Diggs. Got it.
You sure? She breaks above 100, so don't.
Diggs. The glove's reading my brainwaves. I gotta keep.
Let's see if we can skip past the trailer or the cutscene. There we go. So this, if you've ever played, oh, what was that one game with the duck-looking thing and the warthog? Very similar to this, right? Like a tactical game where it's like an RPG, kind of work your way around. But when you go into battles, you actually start fighting. And why can't I think of the name of it? It was like post-apocalyptic, which I think all of these are like post-apocalyptic. Oh, there was Detroit. Knoxville, Detroit. Where are we at? Michigan or Indiana? 75 north, west, east. I don't know where we're at. I mean, Fallout kind of was, well, what's the other one? Not Fallout, but the one Microsoft now owns. God, all these games slip my head. It's kind of like Fallout. It's kind of similar to this. Do we want to fight that, or do we want to go this way? Okay, we're in a building. We can pick things up. So it is kind of like that RPG aspect. It looks cool. Nice design. Okay, let's go back and fight that thing. Let's get a little bit of a example. Actually, can we go up these stairs? Is there like another floor above us if we're not seeing it? Yes. We can probably go all the way up to the roof. I was hoping there was an enemy up here. Oh, it's just a way to traverse to the next area. Okay, well, let's do that. Just get a little bit of a look. So we're about mid-30s. We're not doing FSR, though, so we have no FSR on. Let's do this. Let's turn on FSR to balanced. I take it this is FSR 1. And then let's adjust. Well, let's just leave everything on medium. So now we're 50, 60s, and we're just into another cutscene. So let's scoot past this. Now we got a battle. Okay. Wow. That looks horrible.
You want to get back to town?
That is really rough. Like, you can barely see any detail on those shadows or anything like that. Look at that. Like, I mean, I think Gears of War Tactic looked better. Jamie. Oh, sorry, Jamie. I just saw your message. What are your thoughts on Epic Game Store's 12% direct direction as opposed to Steam 30% cut? That's a touchy subject. I don't agree with the way that it's a touchy subject to me. I don't agree with the way that Epic Store has run their business in terms of that. They are basically undercutting and doing exclusive deals with publishers that are causing consumers to like have to choose one or the other, right? In that sense, like there's exclusive stuff going over there. Steam has never done exclusives. When you look at the way Steam runs their business, right? Maybe 30% is not where the number should fall, but they have all the customers. If they didn't have all the customers, they wouldn't be able to ask 30%. When Steam sells a game, and I'll give you an example. Like when I wanted to make $50,000 in a weekend, I would just cut my game to 75 cents or 90 cents or whatever like that and do it during a Steam sale. And that's what would happen. That's how impactful. Like normally I would sell games and probably make a profit or, you know, make sales of like, I don't know, a few $1,000s a day, maybe $1,500 a day. But like on a Steam sale, if I drop that price from normally like $8 down to $1 and I put it on Steam's Steam sale and Steam like highlights it, it makes $50,000 in a weekend. That's the kind of power that Steam has. That's how many consumers there are. And it's just, you know, if they didn't have that, then they couldn't ask the 30%. They have that, so they ask the 30% because they reinvest it. That's how you get the Steam Deck. That's how you get like the Valve VR. That's how you get like all these things that are complementary to consumers, and they can buy these things and they can create sectors. Like the Steam Deck created a sector, right? In that sense. Where all Epic Game Store is doing is living off of the money that Fortnite has. And essentially they are discounting, giving away free games, which does not help the industry at all. Yeah, Steam sales, we can argue all day long about like, oh, developers are charging they're taking 90% off. That's a developer's decision. When it's Epic's decision just to give your games away, that's not helping the industry at all. Just like the Xbox Game Pass is not helping the industry at all. It's why we're in the scenario we are, where people are losing jobs constantly and studios get shut down. It's all because of that. Because the revenues have dropped so far and consumers don't want to pay anything that it's impacted. And I'm not arguing the fact that consumers get sales all the time, but the expectation is like, I can just wait and pay like 10% of the price if I hold out long enough. Anybody could do that. It's not an argument, but that's kind of what the habit's been taught, right? And now you got Epic that during Christmas gives away like top games for free every day of the month up until the holiday, right? Kind of nuts. And what they're doing is they're paying those developers a pittance, and just like I talked about, like 25 cents for a key or something like that. But they're also living and driving those consumers from the Epic Game Store over to play Fortnite because you get an account that works for Fortnite. So it's in their best behavior or best interest to kind of do those types of things. The Epic Game Store is not doing any service for developers. It's just driving consumers over to bring them in an alternative channel to bring them into Fortnite and other Epic games. That's all that is. Don't believe that, you know, these guys are doing what's right for the games industry. They're not. And the proof is in the pudding when you look at Ubisoft. They launch a unique game or a brand new game over on Epic, right? And that game's there for a year, and the game's $69, but then they discount it and all that stuff. But they can't even sell it for full price when it launches on Steam, because Steam people are like, you know, that's ridiculous. Why'd you make it exclusive over there? And they have to make it like 85% off when they launch it on Steam, where they make a lot of money. They know that they can do that. They can make it up, but they're not making, you know, as much money. So from a publisher side, it's kind of like, I don't think it's a good deal, but they're in a contractual obligation, most likely, to do this for a period of time. And they got a good rate. They didn't like get screwed over, right, by Epic to do these special offers and exclusivity things. So it's the gaming industry is very unfair, right? The way publishers look at things, the way Xbox looks at things, the way Epic looks at things. Everybody's different. Nobody gets the same deals. They're all unique. And only if you're a big guy like Ubisoft do you get like actually things that will make you money. I think Steam offers a much better path for developers to make money because they truly have consumers, right, in that sense. So, yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know. I could probably go on and on about it. I might be wrong. I stream on LinkedIn. I'm sure LinkedIn people are over there going like, oh, this guy's, he has no idea what he's talking about. But I don't think that Fortnite, or I don't think that Epic is doing anything good for the industry. Neither is Xbox. And I think Steam, you know, Nintendo kind of stays in their own area, but I think Steam actually gives people the best chance to actually make money and to survive. You know, single developers can make money on Steam. Now, do they make a ton of money? No. Does mobile with ads make more money? Yes, but you may not want to make a game for mobile that is just ad driven. Like you have to throw an ad every 5 seconds at somebody, right? And there's multiple ads and it's just ads everywhere and it's just nasty business over on mobile. Yeah. I think individual indie developers can make money on Steam and survive if they're smart, if they use the tools that are available, and if they learn what it is to distribute something rather than just create something and hope like hell somebody's going to find it. Yeah, you've got to, there are people out there that have built like Rami Ismail, right? Like he was an indie developer and he built like tools for people like presskit.net, I think it is, or .io. I can't remember the name of it right now. But that tells an indie developer how to set up your press kit. So like when you provide something to somebody, they will look at it. There are people out there that help develop what you would call like a investor or a publisher PowerPoint, right? Like, so you can show publishers, like if you're an indie developer, here is why my game should be something you want to invest in. And it's got all the proper, it's a pitch deck essentially. And it's got all the proper information that a publisher needs to make a good decision, or at least call you back, right? There's all these tools out there that I think are made available to indie devs that maybe they find, maybe they don't know what they're looking for. Maybe they just get in, they have no idea, but they could find this stuff, put it to use, and they run like 100% better chance, maybe a 3,000% better chance, whatever the number is, of getting their game visible and sold and making money off of it if they use things that are in the market that they may or not know about, may know or may not know about. I don't know. That's just some of it. Okay, let's keep going. I like the camera angles though when this drops into like you're firing. It reminds me of like the Gears of War tactics. Or Gears Tactics. What was it? Gears of War Tactics? Yeah. That one looked pretty good. I remember the other game.
He's running for cover. Partial cover.
What was the one that I'm thinking of?
Luck never liked me that much.
What is the game? It's going to come up here, I'm pretty sure. No, maybe not. Tactical RPGs. I just want to find this really fast. Road to... It's Road to something, right? Road to Eden? No, that's not it. Maybe I'm not clear on the name of it. It's so thousands of games. I don't know. I don't remember every name. Fallout Tactics. I mean, that's one that's similar to this. Like I said, Gears of War Tactics. It's very similar to this style. What's another one? I don't know. I'm looking as we play here. But we're getting 60 frames per second now, like I said. This is much better with FSR on, but it looks really rough. So let's see if we can just adjust something really fast. Let's put FSR quality on high. Oh, I don't think I saved it. High, and then save. Okay, that's a little bit better. I think that's what you need. And we're still at 60. That's much better. That other one looked like Vaseline was smeared all over everything. It was not what I would say was the best look for the game. But yeah, this is the way to go. Medium settings, FSR on high. We got 60 frames per second. I think that's pretty good. Let's jump over to the Legion Go and let's take a look there. I know I'm going to see if I can save. Saving's not allowed. Okay, let's get through this battle. Maybe then we can save. Oh, I think I have to move. There's a Warhammer one.
One left.
Is it not Warhammer Inquisitor?
Can't get a clean shot.
Well, Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader is like this one. I need to move. Let's get my guy. Oh, we can't move there. We're going to have to go here. Oh, this is still the tutorial. It's like, hey, come here, stupid. Move this way. Okay. Can I attack now? I think I can. There we go. Maybe we can save and then move over to Legion Go after this.
Yeah.
Oh, another battle. Is it going to allow me to save? Saving not allowed. All right, we may have to just like, we might have to go a little bit further, but let's jump over to the Legion Go. And we'll just kind of run through the same area there. Yeah, Rogue Trader's it's very similar to this as well. There's Miasma. But I'm still looking over here. What is the other one that I'm thinking of? Let me get out of this. We'll let this one start up. Oh, God, it's got me stuck on this page. Back. There we go. So that was that one. Turn-based strategy. When you click on that, it's like, oh, Persona. That's not what I'm thinking. There's a specific game style that's like this. Oh, we may be running. This may be now at like launching at 720p. Let me go in and change that really fast. Settings. Video. Oh, there it was. 1080p. Save. Yes. Okay, now it'll go out and then we do this again. And there we go. Now we're at 1080p. Sorry. Let's turn off FSR. We'll do the same kind of test. Given that the Legion Go has a little bit more juice, but like let's just see what happens. And then let's set everything to medium. There we go. Medium, medium, medium. I don't think we're going to be able to continue because I don't think we had a save, but maybe it's auto-saved somehow and I didn't see it. Lots of deck builders fall into this one, funny enough.
You alive?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Rocking and rolling.
Down,
baby.
remember, on the Legion Go, look down in the
I
left-hand
don't think
corner.
so. Look.
Find some cover when the time's right. Flank 'em.
Gotta go into my library to find this. Let's check this now. I'm still looking over here while we're just in kind of the tutorial, letting it play. Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden. That's what this game reminds me of. I know, it just rolls right off the tongue. Why did I remember that? Let's go hide behind this car. Attack this guy. Oh, no, I want to attack. Well, I'm right in front of him, so he's going to kill me. Let's make the same bad mistake twice. Now, here we go. Maybe I can kill this guy. Nope, I couldn't kill him. I was hoping I could. Oh, it was like a bow and arrow right to the eye. Thank God they're not strong. Let's see. We've got to move here. I'll try to take this dude out around the corner. Oh, I guess I'm taking this guy.
Got your answer now, huh?
All right, now. Can I hit him from here? Not very well.
Shit.
Yeah, Mutant Year Zero is the other one that reminds me of this. And it's got like a warthog and a pig, and they're walking around. It's got some interesting story to it. I'm going to move up and grab this thing. Plastics, okay. And can I, in my turn, skip turn?
Digging in.
Yeah, let's just shoot this guy from behind. Oh, he didn't die.
This ain't my time.
I'll probably
No
be able to get him this
way.
time.
No how.
There we go. Yeah, and then you kind of get, not really free roaming, but you get a little bit of ability to walk around.
We just killed their buddies. We gotta get
But
back
yeah,
to
so
camp.
33, 35, 32. I mean, for this type of game, you could probably play it at 30 frames per second and not have any concerns. But let's do this now. And that was with medium settings, FSR off, 1920 by 1080 for the Legion Go. So let's go in. Let's turn FSR on high. Okay. 50s. Now we're at 50s. 48, 50. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, realistically, FSR may have to be unbalanced to make this work at 60. Yeah, there's 60. You're going to get a little bit of that Vaseline smearing look on it. But maybe we can offset that by putting everything on high. '40s, 50s, 52. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, if you want to play at 1080p, you're probably going to have balanced FSR and medium on. Although I don't think That's ideal. I think if you want to play at 1080p, just stick with 30 frames per second and no FSR. I mean, on screen, though, you know, we're playing direct capture here. On the screen of the device, it may not look as bad. I still think those shadows were really horrible. How do we get in here? Go this way. But it may not be that bad on a smaller screen. More dense pixels, things like that, right? It might look horrible. Or you even have kind of like a way to look around. Oh, here's the staircase. Can we switch on the fly? Yep, just right bumper will switch us to the next playable character. Isn't there another? What's the other game that I'm thinking of? I'm just looking here real fast. Chaos Bane? No, Warhammer Chaos. I think it was Rogue Trader. There's been a few, I think. Can't remember which ones I've played. What if I look at this way? Probably have to do it from the store. I've had a lot of questions about, like, does Flight Simulator work? I have to check. I don't know. On Steam Deck. I have it. I don't think I've ever tested it, to my knowledge. I think I have Flight Simulator X. I don't have the latest one, the 40th anniversary or whatever they called that one, just Flight Simulator maybe. Over here looking for single player strategy. Oh, like, well, Halo Wars, I guess, kind of is like this. Not really, though. Halo Wars is more like Command and Conquer. Yeah, no, not like this. Well, not Age of Empires, no. There is another game that was Fallout. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's like Fallout. It was made by, the original creator of Fallout. So that would have been, what was that company? So many things to remember.
Must have been some meeting. Yikes.
Okay. Well, I think what we're settled on here is like 60 FSR on to get 1080p. 1280 by 720. You could probably go. Oh, we were here. You could probably go. Oh, it even tells you it's like Dead Space. Follow this error if you want to go to the next thing. Yeah, overall, I think that this game runs just fine. You just got to do some tweaking. If you're to drop it to 720 or, you know, below 1080, you could probably get away with no FSR. That would be my guess. Which may look a little bit better, depending upon your taste. So, let's get out of that one. So we've taken a look at 3 of our 5, correct? Oh, this got screwed up. I'm going to have to fix this really fast. I think when we launched at 1280 by 720, then changed it to the other setting. It screwed up the Legion Go. Give me one sec. Let me do an exit big picture and then go back into Steam. I think we can probably take a look at, let's do Mech Warrior. Let's take a look at Mech Warrior 5. Nope, we're going to have to exit Steam altogether. It's again, Windows. Windows running on a device that has no keyboard connected to it normally. Let's see. Let's jump over to Steam Deck. We'll let that thing restart. And we will fire up Mech Warrior 5. So this is on sale in a couple different places. We talked about it at the beginning. You can get it in the IGN deal bundle with at Humble. And when you buy there, it supports the channel. I think I have to say that every 30 seconds, whatever it is. But if you do buy anything over there, the channel gets a piece of it. And we've been doing that business with them for 7 years. I have. But they've got it in a bundle deal with High on Life, Mech Warrior 5. There was a couple other games in that, right? What were the other games on it? Mech Warrior, High on Life. Bread and Fred. Revival. Atari 50th Anniversary. Soul Slinger. And Grindstone for $25 for all 8 of those items. So that's one way you can get it. And I'll drop that in the chat again for anybody interested in that. The other is to just go to Steam, and there's the link. You can check out that bundle. The other is to go just to Steam, and I think they've got it on sale through the 10th. Maybe the 10th, I think. And that Mech Warrior 5 is on sale for $11.99 there. Just the game, just by itself. So a couple different ways to come across this game if you're interested in checking it out. Let's go in and adjust. We'll leave resolution scale where it's at. We'll have medium. I think these were the settings I've ran the game on previously for the other playthrough, when we showed it on the channel. So this is Steam Deck 720p on medium settings for Mech Warrior 5. Okay, I'm going to see if we can skip past this. We may not be able to. I thought we could. Maybe not. We get a chance to see the beautiful movies, cutscenes.
Captain Mason, please report to the hangar for testing. The Centurion is waiting for
Okay,
you.
38, 40. This guy's standing in my way. Oh no, he's not. I'm not doing anything.
There you are. Come on,
I'm
everyone's
waiting.
waiting.
I'm waiting for the gate to
Security at
open.
the far end of the hangar, we'll get started.
Okay, open the gate. Open the gate. Why is there this like tiny little balcony? Why do I have a... Oh, that's it. Okay, they opened the gate. I guess I had to wait for the other guy so I didn't get trampled to death. There we go. Another little balcony to get in.
All right, son. Fahad wants us to run the Centurion.
Yeah, you can't skip any of the
To see how it
cutscenes,
does.
movies, or anything in this.
He spent months getting it operational again after we recovered
So
it from that
zoom.
ruined factory on Ramen 2.
Did anybody ever play Steel Battalion
Hopefully nothing explodes during the test.
on the
mate.
Xbox, the
I'm
original
pretty
Xbox?
confident you won't need to
I
adjust
guess there was Steel Battalion,
promises our way.
what was it? Something or other for the
He's joking.
Xbox
I
One.
think. Go on and
Or
power
no,
her up.
was it the Xbox One? Or 360, where it had Kinect features. Anyhow, if you like mech games, the original Steel Battalion, although it probably looks crappy in terms of like graphics presentation today, it had that 40 button controller, which I think
Weapon systems up.
You can't see it, but remnants of it is it's sitting back in a corner. I bought one off of somebody that wanted to get rid of theirs. And it's like a 40-button controller with pedals. You've got to have a desk about the size that I'm sitting at, an old Xbox, and like you can control like every aspect of the mech. It's like the most immersive mech experience, and it was on console. It's kind of crazy. Okay, break.
That's my girl. She's a beauty, isn't she?
Certainly is.
Okay, weird. Well, the frames are jumping around. I remember this was the thing.
Throttle and navigate into the waypoint I've set up.
It doesn't have like a very steady frame rate. So you would probably want to manually lock it. Oh, we got to reverse. Brake. How far do I reverse?
Nice work.
Okay.
Now revert to your
Just
drone
didn't go
cam.
back far enough. Enter third person mode. Oh, there's our punch. Is our third person mode enabled? Shut down mech, override on. Camera. Drone.
Let's
There we
go
go.
ahead and do a left-right rotation test.
It's all looking good to me. Do we have to go like all the way around, or are we looking at something? Oh, turn left, turn right.
Okay, now let's make sure
Thought I
the
meant the
torso
camera.
is working properly. Try looking around in all directions.
I just did that. Yeah, that A to brake. That's so weird. On the Steel Battalion one, the controller, you had like this shifter pedal or shifter like thing, right hand shifter, and that would be like your speed, go up, pull it back to go down. It's like I said, super realistic, super immersive. It's just it had little support. I don't think it even had online play. So the only other way you could play against somebody is to like hook up like an Ethernet cable, have a local network kind of connection set up. They made a secondary game which did offer Xbox Live, so that worked really well. But still, not a lot of people jumped on it. It was always a lot of Japanese players. I don't know, they were big into it. Excuse me, dust in here. It was big in the Japanese gaming community, which was super small for Xbox. So it was kind of like this weird thing of like, it had popularity in one area, but they didn't have a lot of Xboxes, so it really didn't have a lot of players. Then they made a third one for the Xbox 360 years later, no controller support, Kinect support, which I heard was horrible. I think I have the game. I've never tried it. I've never played it. Run the mobility course. Where is that? Is that behind us? No. It's got to be in front of us then. Do I just keep walking to this guy? Nope. I thought I was supposed to stand on this thing here. Is that not the case? No, maybe I'm supposed to go to this thing instead. That's what it is. The mobility course is inside here. Oh my god. Okay, let's do that. Just knock stuff over. Titanfall's a better mech for me, even though it's more or less just a FPS shooter.
Nice work. The Centurion was made to have a good balance between speed and firepower. All we have to do now is find out if the weapon systems work.
Boy, what do you mean if the weapons work? You know how long I've spent stripping each one of
All
those
right.
components and putting them back together again?
Let's move a little bit further on. I don't think we're going to get too far, but maybe we'll be able to save and then we'll jump a little bit further with the Legion Go.
Follow me. You know, back when I was your age, hunchback I was piloting right into my instructor's javelin.
Let's see, that's our zoom. What else can we
Was
do
he
in this thing?
pissed?
Well,
Commander Mason,
we're kind of locked
Go ahead, Rihanna.
to what we can do.
thought you'd want to know
In the
that
tutorial
all
part.
repairs to the Leopard have been completed. We're now space-worthy and ready to take on our next contract.
Okay, now we're in the
How's the kid
60s.
faring?
Can we run?
He's
No,
a
we just
natural,
gotta follow the
just
student
like his
promise.
old man.
I see humility is still in short supply, as usual. Just don't break that mech. We need it in full working order.
Oh, he's running a little bit. Started trotting. Oh, maybe I'm going a little faster now, too.
Weapon systems are now
Stop.
online, gents.
There we go.
Be gentle, hey?
Always, my friend.
So we're still, yeah, 54, 57. Let's see if we just make an adjustment. We could go down to low, or we could, I'm sitting on top of it. Let me see here. We could drop our resolution scale down to about 80. We got sharpening on. So yeah, let's see what that does for us. Does that kind of lock us into 60? Pretty much.
All right. I've mapped the autocannon to weapon
Okay,
group
so
1.
that's not as bad.
Feel free to fire whenever you're ready.
So for Steam Deck, you can definitely get 60 frames per second with very little impact, right, to the graphics. You can keep it on medium and all that. Well, there it dropped down a little bit, but not much. I mean, you can have little spikes, dips, things like
Run
that.
out of shells in the middle of a firefight. It could be your last one. Lasers are mapped to weapon group 2. Fire the one ready.
That's right. Fire the second one. Oh, it was like a laser. We knocked that building down. Oh, I think we could.
All right, that's good enough.
Oh, it's not going to let me.
Those lasers generate significant heat. You can see the temperature readout next to your armor and structure display. All weapons generate heat when fired. You overheat your mech during a firefight, and it could trigger a
How
shutdown.
loud is that?
So
I haven't
keep
checked
that in
the
mind.
volume too much of each game. If
Now
it's super
for the
loud, I
fun
apologize.
stuff. Long
You get
range
varying
missiles are set to
degrees of,
weapon
like,
group 3. The target lock has been disabled for the moment, but never mind that. Just go ahead and fire
of
at will.
performance in terms of audio.
Well,
Oh,
as
so we
you
have a
can see,
third weapon.
LRMs don't track unless you have a target lock on something. Yep, they're as dumb as a post without it. Let's try targeting a drone first, and this time before you
Oh, there
fire
he is.
your LRMs.
Okay, target. Oh, I fired off. No, I fired off, right? It's going to hit him. Nope, missed him. Completely. There we go.
It's a hell of a difference having that target lock, doesn't it? Next step is
Yeah,
set
this is,
moving
I
and
mean, at
firing
least
at
in
the
the
same
beginning
time.
part, it's
I've
running
set up a
pretty
series of
smooth.
aerial targets for you. Move through the aerial combat
Wow.
course as quickly as
Wow.
you can and shoot the drones down. I'll meet up with you on the other side.
Oh, are we... I take it I'm walking somewhere. I do like just the auto, just kind of moves. Oh, okay, we gotta shoot these guys. Too close. That's the problem. There we go. Hit him with a different weapon. Let's just go full speed. Oh, nope, we got more guys. Oh, you can just pull back. That's kind of nice. You don't have to hit A every time. If you want to go to a full stop, you use their brake. There we go. He's out.
Target acquired.
Oh, the lock-on. I gotta wait for the lock-on to happen. I keep trying to target, but then I don't wait for the lock-on. Okay, let's try it this time.
Target acquired.
Locked on. Oh, I got back out. Inside minimum range. There we go. But I missed him anyhow. What a game. Okay, break. There we go.
Target destroyed.
Can we save? No, we still can't save. Let's work our way through. I want to get to a little bit different area. But yeah, I mean, right now, it's running just fine. Definitely playable. Oop, oop. Oh, it even, you can see some nice reflections. At least of the rocks. I don't know if we could see the drone. We kind of destroyed him. Oh, another guy.
Well, nice shooting. Now take up a position by the barricade. Okay.
By the
I've
barricade.
projected 3 mechs, each with differing damage profiles. You should see them in the ravine below. Target the first one on your left. You can zoom in on the
Oh, I
target
see what you're
for a more
saying.
accurate
Go here.
shot if you need to.
Right.
Targeting and telemetry seem to be working. Note the center torso on that first mech. It's reading heavily damaged. Destroying the CT will destroy the mech no matter its relative condition. Go ahead and destroy the center torso.
Oh, the center one. So, oh,
Target
this.
acquired.
Got it. Oh. Do we have to zoom? Oh, yeah, we have to zoom a little bit.
See that
There we go.
second mech? Both legs are heavily damaged. With one leg destroyed, mechs become easy targets. Both legs?
Okay.
It's over for them.
Brilliant.
Take out
Old Metal
both
Gamer,
legs.
welcome. Thank you for stopping in. Hopefully you were interested in if Mech Warrior 5 would run on the Steam Deck. That's what you're getting right now. Let's see, we missed that completely, so we just gotta keep shooting the legs.
Nicely done.
There we go.
The cockpit on that third mech is seriously damaged.
This is our next
It's
one.
a difficult shot to make, especially in the chaos of battle. But the fastest way to take out a mech is to eliminate the pilot.
Makes sense.
Go ahead and try shooting the cockpit.
Okay, we'll aim for him.
There you go. Now
One
we're
shot.
almost done. The battle simulation I've set up for you is the last hurdle. Follow me.
Okay, hopefully then we can
You're gonna go head to head with an urban
get
mech.
through that, and then we can
They're
save,
slow
and then we'll
poorly
fire up
armored.
the Legion
Perfect
Go
for
and
this
see how it
particular
runs on
test.
there on that save.
Should be a piece of cake
From that
for a
point.
pilot like you.
Yeah, but 60? Looking good. I think I probably need to update because I think when I did the real view video, oh man, a year or more ago, I think we were only pulling like, 40 frames per second, 50 maybe. All right, what are we doing? Destroy the mech, enemy mech. Oh, he's kind of hiding. Where is he at? Can I just walk through the building? Oh yeah. Just. I'm inside the minimum range. He's actually attacking. He's kind of walking in a circle. Can I get right up on him? You can. There's some kind of like punching motion. There it is.
I think we can call it a day. The Centurion seems fully fit and ready for battle. Let's head back.
Alright, so I think we gotta go this. Okay, keep turning. Keep turning.
get back to the base, we'll buy Fahad a few beers to say thanks. Yeah, of course, we'll have to listen to him gripe about how rough
No, we
are
can't
on
speed
his
up. We just got to
battle
return
axe.
to the base at whatever this
Full price
guy's
to pay, I suppose,
dialogue
for having one of the
speed
best
is.
mechanics in the entire inner sphere.
Oh, okay, there we go. So hopefully we can save, and we'll kick off the Legion Go here. Or it's creating a save point. Okay, now we can skip some cutscenes too, which helps. Then after this, after we look at this really quickly on the Legion Go, we'll jump to Selaco and then, or Selaco. I'm not sure if it's Selaco or Selaco.
Commander, sorry to wake you, but
And then
head to the
we'll
bridge as
we'll
soon
take
as
a look at
possible.
Kristala. And that'll be, we'll call it an evening. Can we save? Yes. Let's do a new save. Save. There we go. Good. All right. Let's jump over to the Legion Go. And I just need to make sure this game shuts down really fast. There we go. And we just need to put the Legion Go into... You don't have to... I always do this just so it looks similar. You don't have to have big picture mode on. It just makes it easier when you run in a controller interface on the Legion Go. There we go. Says we're up to date on the cloud save, so we should be good. Now again, with Windows and all that, you got to make sure like something's not jumping in front of the game screen, but this one looks like it launched just fine. All right, so on the Legion Go, we're playing at 1080p. And let's see, can we... Well, let's just continue. And then we'll adjust accordingly as we go. Pause menu. Oh, I think we're waiting for... Are we still waiting for it to load? I think we are. I might be sitting over top of something. No? Not really. Oh, you know what? Yeah, hold on. We've had to do this all night. So I need to go in to the settings and enable the controller input. I really don't know why I've had to do this for every single game. They did an update on the Legion Go. I don't know if that's part of the problem here or not. I need to keep going in and basically telling this thing like reorder the controllers. So like this is the Xbox controller I'm using right here. Now it works. Okay, there we go. So again, for anybody new that's just joining, there is something broken on the FPS monitor or the performance monitor. So it doesn't always show. It kind of, you'll see it bounce around, but on the lower left corner, so that's the upper left corner. Lower left corner is where the Steam FPS counter is, and we're at about 43, 48, 49, 44, 50s. We got to talk to that person. I'm just going to walk out here first. It's like skipping every other input. Something's wrong. Let me try the mouse. I think this happens when the controller gets a little screwy. It's like doubles the input. I don't know how to fix that other than we need to restart the game. But let's change this really fast. 68. No, we want about 80. So we're going to do some upscaling right off the get-go. We'll try to get to 80. There we go. And then let's turn everything else down to medium. I guess we could do auto detect. What's that going to do if we do auto detect? I'm curious. Oh, see, it's like, now you want to play it high, everything. Because I just, basically what I did was I just clicked on the auto detect on the keyboard. But I don't think that we want that. I think we want to go, let's go 80. Let's go medium, medium. Let's try to get 60 frames per second here. Changing this option requires you to restart. Oh, the post-processing. I think we can probably leave that. Sharpening's on. Okay, let's go with this. I'm just going to use mouse and keyboard since it's not screwing it up. Okay, now we're in the 50s. We're at like 58. At 1080p, we're at like 58. Oh, no, we're actually much higher. Yeah, we're in the 80s or 90s right now. Although you're probably not going to see that on the stream, because I think it's only set up for, it only allows it to do 60, but like I'm looking at the FPS monitor, it's saying like 70s, 80s.
Hey, mate. Figured you'd want an update on the Centurion.
All right, let's skip. Skip. Is this my Battle Mechs? Yeah, that's fine. I just want to get into a... Well, that one looks pretty beat up now. Give me the better. A, Q, turn to hangar. Where's my battle mech? Is that it? That's it right there. That's what we're going to be driving. Can we get... Wait, where was it? Oh, we got to go back up. Now we could talk to them again.
Hey, Commander.
We are. I know you can have it.
All right.
Okay, now we can do our choosing, right? Battle Mech, Star Map. Contracts. That's what we want. And oops. Ready. Okay. This will give us an idea. We just had to get through some clicking steps. But I'm feeling pretty good that we'll probably be running 60 easily. At least on the Legion Go here. I mean, this is higher resolution on the Legion Go that we're showing. But on the Steam Deck, we were able to get locked 60 at 720p. So there was no issue there. Yeah. Yeah, this is... It's saying like 80s, something like that with the settings we're using. Okay, how do I... We were using controller before. How do we get... We'll go this way. How do I get...
For this particular mission, though, the Javelin is the
That's our punch. How do I get our drone camera up?
It has jump jets. They could come in handy.
Let me see, right?
Good
Yep.
try, Rihanna, but I'd still
And
rather
you?
have the Centurion.
Well, can't blame a girl for trying.
Our weapons. I know my driving is horrible right now. I'm trying to figure out. We didn't do on the previous one on the Steam Deck. We did not run with the mouse and keyboard configuration. We were doing controller. How about if I did pick up controller? Okay, there's camera. There's drone. Okay, there we go. So what are we getting now? 80 frames per second? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is... Slow him down a little bit. He's going all over. This is running much better with the FSR, or with the scaling, the resolution scaling on 80. We could probably, if we leave it at 80, let's bump it up to high on everything else, and let's see what we get now. That's fine. Apply, apply.
The case, it means they must have a generator.
Yeah, we're still in the 70s. I think, yeah. I mean, you could probably even bump up. Not that I think it's really going to matter too much. Like if we were to take this up to like 90, 85, 90, let's try 90. We're still in the 60s.
Got it. Thanks.
We're like a little bit just north of 60. 59. You know, probably 80, 85 would be probably the best. If you wanted to lock it in at 60 with high settings.
Could be a radar patrol.
Where are they at? Oh, there they are. They're over there. Telling you. That controller for Steel Battalion would be the way to go. If you could only make it work with like other mech games. I know you can use like a flight stick and stuff like that, which would work just fine too. I'm sure people like mouse and keyboard though. Controller would be fine. I could see that. I missed him. There's the other guy over here shooting. Are we doing? I thought we had. Yeah, we do have a booster kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, I would probably say putting it at 80 would lock us in. So if we go back, let's just leave it on 80 and we'll see. '70s, 60 to 70. Yeah, that's where we're at now. What is this thing? We have to destroy it? Yeah. My mouse is like super sensitive right now. I need to turn it down a little bit. Zoom in. I don't know the brake on this one. B, maybe? No, that's the map for some reason. Okay, stop. Stop moving. There we go. Little pesky thing. Yeah. Not bad. Is there any fall damage? I'm sure there is. It's gotta be. Let's drop all the way down. Yep.
Use your jump jets to get over it.
That's what I did. Okay. Yeah. I mean, given what we're seeing here, not bad. I would probably say that we'd be fine. Can we destroy this town? Yeah. Oh, I gotta turn it around. There we go. We just run through this? Oh yeah. I know.
Perfect. With the generator blown, the turret should be disabled now.
All right. Yep. I think we've looked at it. That's good. Let's go ahead and jump out of here. Let's take a look at Selaco. Selaco? 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 I don't know. Let's jump over and take a look at that one. So we'll do that on the Steam Deck first. I need this controller. And that is, where to go? Where to go? I think we had it over here. There we go. Up. I always use Vulkan if I can help it on the Steam Deck. It just tends to run best, in my opinion. Performance. All right, I haven't had a chance to take a look at this. I mean, I looked at the game, but I haven't tried it or played it on the Steam Deck. So let's see how it runs. I imagine it'll be just fine. And then we'll check it on the Legion Go, and then we'll take one look at Kristala before the end here. First run. I would probably suggest that this is a slow system, a mid-range system. Let's say that. Let's see what they put the settings at. I don't know how. It's hard to say. Like a mid-range, like a high-end system would be a 4090, right? Like, what's a mid-range? To 3090, 2090. Low end is 1090 or 1060 or 1080, 1090. I don't know. What are our settings though? It's just, he's kind of probably set it up for us, but medium, streamer mode, enabled, rain, water effects, all of that stuff, smoke quality, particle effects, permanent destruction, permanent gore. Okay. Let's take a look at video. Back. So we're at 720. We would be at 1080 if we were playing on the device directly. Or, sorry. We're at 720 now. If we were playing on the device directly, the Steam Deck, we'd be at 800p. I said 1080, but, or whatever I said. It's 800p on the screen. So it does have some scaling. But no FSR or anything like that. Okay. Let's see what we get. Oh, new campaign. We'll go medium difficulty just so we can see. Okay, 60 here. I'm probably guessing that we could be hitting 90 if we were playing on the device.
This area is in lockdown. Remain where you are and wait for further instructions.
How's it going? So they kind of compared this, well, Steam compared this to BioShock, and I take it System Shock as well in that way. It does look a little bit more like System Shock. That way. Oh. Can't get in. Can't get out either, I guess. Oh, here we go. Strafe. Or climb. Traverse it. That. Okay, let's work our way down this way. Okay, so we've got to find... what is that? Oh, another chair. It's like a health machine. Oh, here we go. Vent. Didn't even see it. How do we get up here? Way down here. There. Oh, good. We got a game save, so we can just jump over. But yeah, we're running easily at 60. You can't find a gun in a trash bin. Okay. Well, I guess I should just be running. Okay. Yeah, I can see where it's like kind of the scripted. Not scripted, but I mean it's like kind of set up to where you work your way through. It's telling a story. Objects. Okay, now we're going this. It is dark in here, though. I can't even see. Where am I going? Okay, let's go in and check something here. Graphics wise, let's turn it up to high. Let's just see right now. Okay, and then video wise, let's turn the brightness up. I would never play like this, but because I couldn't see this part here, I think it's best to have it a little bit brighter for the stream. There we go. Oh, oh. Oh, there we go. That's what we need.
All right, stand back. It's gonna get loud.
Nice. Very nice. That felt pretty good too. Okay, it's a little too bright for me. So I'm going to adjust this just down a hair. We're still getting 60 at high settings, so we might as well go up to the next one. Let's just adjust this down. Graphics. Let's just go ultra. Ultra, but what does streamer mode? Oh, it disables film grain, reduces shaking, slightly decreases contrast. Oh, we don't have to do that. No, we should be good. We're not streaming it necessarily, so let's just go ultra. What are we going to get now? 60. Okay. Yeah, Steam Deck can run this just fine. Well, no, see, it was 50s. Maybe high was the better setting. There's 40s. I'd say high was better. Looks good. But you definitely want it to be at 60, so let's do that. Let's go back in. Let's set it to high. Let's see what we get now. And it's still dropping down a little bit. So maybe medium is the way to go. We have any other options? So we go into graphics, textures. Bulk and vertical sync, full screen, render in background. Notebook switchable GPU. what that actually means, but let's put it in high performance. I don't know what it thinks of. I guess what I'm saying. I don't know what it thinks of the Steam Deck as. Probably similar. But let's just see. Something I can get in there, I bet. Let's put it 60s. Yeah, let's go this way. 40 still. I like the gunfire, or the gunplay. That's good. Let's drop this down to... Let's go down to medium again. This is where we started. I was like, oh, we'll be able to do this. Okay, now at least when we're firing, it's locked at 60. Now, maybe 57. Ooh. What was that? Just stopped. Oh, camera. So I do have the purple card. I'll reuse that. Do we have to go back through the tunnels? Let's go down this way. Just do some traversing. Nothing there. Yeah, we may have to go back because I remember a purple door right at the beginning. How do we get back there, though? No control. Oh, it's just can't get out. Bulletproof. Nope. What's this thing? Oh. Right through here, maybe? No. After the trash can. Not seeing the way back, and I don't want to spend a ton of time on trying to figure this out right now. I think I came in through there. Actually, in this room is where we came through. Nothing. Yeah, I see now we get out of here. We can get on the Legion Go since we're definitely over time anyhow. I've been running this one a little bit longer, but that's okay. All right, let's jump in and have Selaco. run on here. But first, let's check this. We're going to enable the Steam input. And I'm just going to go in and reorder the controller. Well, I guess I don't have to on this one. No. Should be okay. And for this one, let's use... we're still recommending Vulkan. Yeah, let's use that. We'll keep the same. And then we'll take one more, right after this, we'll take a look at, what are we going to take a look at next? The Kristala game. And that'll be the, we'll call it good then. Now, this will be at 1080p, so a little bit higher resolution, a little bit more visual fidelity, I guess. This one, again, this is a weird question. You have a mid-range, you have a low-end system. I'm going to say mid-ranged again. We'll see what it'll probably put us on medium settings. Achievements enabled. That's funny. It's almost like a, what would you call it? Like an Xbox achievement looking indicator. Yeah, so medium settings across the board. Video 1080p. Okay. Do we have a load option? No. So we're going to have to start right back at the beginning, which is fine. I mean, once I think you get it locked in, like if medium's the way to go on all of these, then I think you're probably going to see similar performance. Again, this one, you're not going to see the FPS counter on the upper left-hand corner. It's on the lower left-hand corner because for some reason the one that's in the Legion Go, they just can't get it to function correctly. Okay, I'm looking at, what am I seeing here? So, 75 frames per second. Oh, it dives down to 30s for some reason. Up to 100, 140. This is 144 frames per second screen, so it can show that, but I doubt you would get that for an extended period, if at all. Maybe on more. I don't even know if that's the case. Game save and then get our weapon. I'm stuck. Look at this thing. Oh, I guess we can't. I did it earlier. Waiting on something, that's what it is. Well, I'm here. I gotta turn the light on. Or off. Oh, there we go. Now let's go turn our little thing here. This should have opened up underneath. Yeah, we're getting pretty high frame rates, but not consistently. Okay, I can go back through there, so if we can find that key. maybe we can go back that way. Okay, it drops down to about 70s when you're firing. Something like that. Let's grab some ammo. Where did we find that purple key? I think it was over that way. Alright, there's some weapon ammo. I think it may be back here, and then we'll run back the other way. There it is. You can see it coming. Okay. Let's see if we run back the other way. Or back this way, the same way we came. I'm probably going to adjust. Let's change the graphics to high, and let's see what we get. Okay. So it definitely dropped it down. We're in the 40s, 50 range now. Medium might be the way to go. Oh, we can't get back through there. Okay, so there is another way that we gotta go then. They're 60s, 50s. I think for this game you definitely want to have it in the 60s. One of those ones where having that little dip can probably make it a bad experience. Let's go back to medium. Oh. Medium. There we go. Yeah, there we go. It does reach it up into the hundreds FPS, but not when you're firing, so it's kind of like a... Yeah, it can go pretty high, but not stay there. It's not going to be stable at that. It's definitely going to be like close to that 60 range, but nothing in here. Nope. This is the way it was down here. Okay. But yeah, medium. It's probably the best. It is really dark though. Like you'd have to adjust some of your brightness depending upon which device you're using. I'm sure that like the OLED screen, it's gonna have those darks really, like the shadows really dark. What happens when it says use keyboard? Oh, it just changes the screen somehow. Can't destroy the fans. Yeah. Overall, I think this is probably medium for both. You're just going to get... You're going to get 60 frames per second on 1080p on the Legion Go with medium, and you're going to get 60 frames per second on the Steam Deck, but it's 720p or 800p, right? Like depending upon, that's the screen's resolution. Oh, here we go. Perfect. It's still holding 60s though, so medium's the way to go. Much better. And I didn't really notice a huge difference. I'm sure there is, but especially on those devices, the direct screen, it's going to be, you know, like we were saying, a little bit more density to the pixels on the smaller screen, so probably just fine. Thought we could get through there. Open back that way. We came through there. Oh, did we? This is the way we go. So now we can open up the other ones. Right? Nope, maybe not. Or is it just like go to this area, go back to this area, go to this area, go back to this area? It's probably what it's going to be. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. I mean, this device is going to run just fine. Steam Deck's going to run it just fine. All on medium. Okay, let's take a look at our final game, the one that I chose. So that was the 5 that everybody voted on throughout the week. But I did want to show Kristala and the story behind this. I told you I'd tell you a story if you hung around. So I think this was Gamescom in Germany. Let me think. When was that? That was 2022. I think it was Gamescom 2022. So that would have been like August of 2022. Or was it Gamescom 2021? One of the two. It probably was 2022. I'm pretty sure. So I was actually head of licensing for Gamigo, and we were essentially looking for content. I was bringing, I don't know, the team that I had and I reviewed probably 500 games a year to license. And we, out of those 500, this is a sad number, but I mean, like out of those 500, I think only 2 games were chosen to be licensed, right, for that year. We would just basically kind of present to the CEO and to the CTO and the COO, not CTO, COO, CFO, and CEO, basically the executive board, weekly, and kind of show off games. And this was one that came to me through a third party called Zola. And they're pretty popular. Some people know who Zola is. It's XSOLLA, I think is Zola. And they were showcasing more indie, developers that really, they were indie, but I mean, they were looking for publishers. That's essentially what they were showcasing. So I sat in on one and saw this game. And this is the studio is Astral Clockwork. Oh, I can't remember the whole name. Astral Clock Tower. There it is. Studios. Astral Clock Tower Studios. And it's all female. I say owned. I don't know if that's how they explained it. It's all female run studio at the time I met them. And then they've subsequently hired a lot more people, but it was funded completely by them and they were all the owners of it. So, I mean, there was 3 main owners, Alexis, and I forget the other 2. I only ever met her, Alexis, the first one, and had a chance to speak with them. Like the idea, it's a Souls-like game based around like cat. I always tell my kid, it's like, oh, Khajiit meets Dark Souls, right? That's what it feels like, in a way. So, I had a chance to meet with them at Gamescom. So I had heard about the game. I saw the game from one of the Zola partnership discussions, showcases. And then when I went to Gamescom, I saw it again. This was maybe like 6 months later, 4 months later, 6 months later. And I'm like, oh, cool. So, okay, let's take a look at this game. The poor person was running around ragged. Like the person, we called them a handler. They would be the individual that was kind of the consultant to get like publisher deals. He was just being like a rude ass man to this person. Like, yeah, she was late, but she was late for a reason. This dude's like, oh, you better get here. They're not going to be able to take a look at it. It's like, yeah, when she gets here, we'll take a look at it. I wasn't trying to be rude to anybody. I was just like, it's Gamescom. It's 2 days before, it's a day before the show. I think this was a day or 2 before the show opens. There's this thing called DevCom. And DevCom is where like you'd sit in, and I was working for a German company. So it was all based in Germany. So we were with the German games group, and which is a bunch of German developers, publishers, all banded together. So people would come to us, and we would have like free coffee, free food through the organization. So it was really nice. Like, everybody's really cool. There was free beer in the afternoons and all that stuff. So you're just sitting there kind of looking at people's games as they're bringing them through. So the handler guy was being a real dick. And I was like, don't worry about it. We're here. We'll just have some beer while we wait. You know, there's no reason to rush her. Here she was in a slight car accident in Germany. So anyhow, she finally gets there. She gets to show us the game for like 5 minutes, which 5 minutes was enough for me to kind of go like, okay, I like the game. I'm interested to see where it goes. And we said, we'll take a look at it. You know, we'll introduce it to we'll do an auto detect, see what this thing's going to do. This is in early access too, by the way, just launched this week in early access. I said, we'll show it to the CEO, see what he has to say. CEO saw it about a week or so after Gamescom, and he's like, you know what? And I think he was just, I don't know what his problem was. He was just, I'm not saying it was his fault or anything. He was just like kind of acting like, oh, we should look into it. But yet I doubt he would have ever signed the deal. So we're like, okay, we're going to take a look at it. Went back to them. They're like providing me the information. They showed me the full pitch deck. We get a chance to have another separate call. And I take one of the guys that's working with me, and I kind of put him in touch with them. And it's like, hey, you know, let's keep following up with this. They were well off. I mean, they're well off from like launching the game. This was 2 years ago or more. So we can kind of see now where they're at. And I'm just dropping everything to medium. We'll start off with. I don't even know how well it'll perform. I tested it on the Steam Deck. Not super impressive right now, but the way that they had to do this, so ultimately they didn't get a publisher. We didn't sign them. Did not do that. They didn't have a publisher either, and they've been funding this thing on their own pocket up to this point. So I think all three of these folks were into this about $100,000 just to get to the point where they wanted to be able to present the game, right? And, you know, obviously they've done a Kickstarter. I didn't get this game for free. Even though I'd seen it and all that stuff, I didn't get the game for free. I bought it through, I supported them through the Kickstarter. You can now buy it right now. I think it's $30 and it's like $5 off on Steam or something like that. So it's like $25 is what you can get it for. But the way they went about this, I'm not sure if I'm 100% of agreement. They never got a publisher, so this is all self-published, and they're still like funding it themselves with a little bit of Kickstarter money, which is not a lot. Any Kickstarter, it's not a ton of money, right? But they're funding it out of their own pocket. They've essentially gone down the path of where they're breaking the game up. They've got this like roadmap of like, well, you get the first two kind of bosses or two stages or two levels or whatever they want to consider it for 25, and then in 3 more months you'll get 2 more stages, 2 more bosses. No, you don't have to pay any more money, but they're going to like deploy this over 5 quarters. So we're talking like into 2025 is when the game will be fully done, but they've launched it now with only like the first 2 kind of bosses. So it's maybe a couple hour experience, something like that. And we're probably not going to see like Steam Deck or any kind of like Legion Go. They wouldn't really optimize for the Legion Go, but the Steam Deck, we're probably not going to see Steam Deck optimization for a while, I would guess. So what we're seeing is about 20 some frames per second on medium. This is what I was seeing kind of on the Steam Deck on low. So let's go in and see if we can't make this a little bit better. And since this is our last game of the night, let's just drop this to 720p. And we'll drop everything to low and just kind of see what we can get. You're going to need a beefier system than these little machines do to run this. But that's because it's not optimized either. They're not at that point with everything going on. But it is an interesting way to do it. And I mean, they couldn't get a publisher, so they went and nothing stopped them. They kept plowing ahead. I completely am impressed with that. Like it's a tough thing to do. like to go on your own, especially with like considerable debt. Like they were all game developer producers. I think they were, if I remember correctly, it's like producer, game designer, and audio designer, I think. But if it wasn't audio, then it's like a coder, kind of thing, right? Like one of them codes. But the iterations I've seen of, and I saw it very early on, and now I see it. It's not really too far off from where it was. Like the demo, I guess maybe about a year ago, seemed like it was in the very similar area. A little bit of terrain design differences, a little bit of like, jumping puzzles. We'll call them a jumping puzzle, but a little bit of difference there. Get to mess with this diamond? No. It's definitely not optimized. I mean, they probably, like I said, won't get to that for quite some time. But it does have traversal mechanics. I mean, you're a cat, you jump. Ugh. It's just a little bit different take on kind of the Souls-like mechanic genre. God, the jump, it's got a little bit of a weird thing. It's like not an instant jump. There we go. There we go. You got to have like a little bit of a running start and then jump like before you think you should jump. The cats have neat animations. I did like that. They really went into detail on like how their animations are going to be like the key thing. Like their, the full movements and the articulation of the character model and all that is going to be super key point for them. So environments, while, we're looking at this and we're playing it on very low settings, I think once they get to the optimized point, or if you're playing this on a high-end machine, the environments will look much better. Like we could make an adjustment here and we'll put it on like higher resolution or higher settings. It'll run much lower in terms of performance, but let's just put it on epic and see if it'll even do anything. But if we can see any kind of, get an idea of like what the environment looks like on epic. The other thing is they haven't incorporated any kind of, as far as I know, FSR, or the only thing they've done is DLSS. Let's turn graphic up to epic. Okay, don't look at the FPS. Let's just look at the environment. Yeah. Reflections look good. That water looks good. See if we can, I mean, again, would never play at this. No, cats don't like water. You could never play at this performance level, but once they get it optimized, I think they'll get close. I think what they did was when they first showed it, when I first saw it at like Gamescom, I think it was running, let me get up there. I think they were running on Unreal Engine 4. And I think, I gotta jump off this wall. I think they basically rewrote and got it to Epic Unreal, or not Epic, but, it's from Epic, but like Unreal Engine 5 is what I think it's running on now. That's also part of the reason I don't think I can do this at this frame rate. Hang on. Let me turn everything back down low. Video. Let's go low. One of these days I'm going to throw it on my 4090 PC here and take a look at it. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, let it catch up a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I did make it. Let me go back. I think I just run up this, maybe. There we go. Much better. Oh, there's no double jump. I'm trying to double jump and I can't. How do we get out of here? I missed that. Oh, there we go. I missed that wall run kind of thing. Or wall bounce. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, I think they'll find something to showcase on this once they can get it optimized a little bit. I don't know what it would play like on the 4090, but how many people have 4090s, right? Like they probably got it running well on 3060, 2080, maybe 2070, something like that. But yeah, on these devices, they're not enough for try to run it right now. But if you're interested in supporting a game that is has a interesting background as well, and like, you know, the again, a female-led studio is not something you run across too often in the games industry, and they are doing a good job. I think they're getting things there. I think obviously, you know, without having a publisher, it makes it tough. They've got to fund everything off of like Kickstarters, angel investors, their own 401ks. Usually is how that goes. So, you know, I think the game has some opportunity, but it's definitely got a ways to go. But the link is below if you want to support it. Like I said, let's just make sure. Steam powered, right? Oops. I do have video of this, so if you look for the direct view video, I think it does show the first boss, if I'm not mistaken. I have played through the first boss, I know that, because it was in the demo. They'll probably have a Next Fest demo coming this week as well, but they really they can't qualify for that anymore because they have launched into early access, so they really can't do that. There we go. $26.99 is what they have it on sale for. And again, I'm not sponsored in any way by them. I'm not doing anything for them. I just saw that it launched. I was like, hey, let's take a look at it and talk about that backstory. Where did hang on, let me bring this up. Where's our browser session? Properties, Chrome. Oh, that's the Steam. There we go, this one. So yeah, that's the game page right there. Links below. Again, it takes you right to the Steam. And yeah, it's in early access. They do have kind of a road mapped out, like when every quarter when the release will be for that next boss and all of that stuff. And I think this may be it right here. I think this actually goes through it. Their timelines and everything. They do a lot of communication with their audience. This is the Kickstarter, you know, that they were doing. But I mean, like, I don't, as long as they can keep at this, as long as they get enough support on Steam, as long as they get enough, you know, maybe they do get some more, an angel investor or something like that comes in, or somebody's going to help them fund, maybe, well, they're based in the US as far as I know, so I don't think they're going to get any government funding, but yeah, they could always maybe find some folks that work in a country, maybe that they could get something like that. I don't know. They probably can get this finished. like I said, it'll just be another one of the action RPGs that we get a chance to check out. So thanks everybody for joining. This has been a really long one. I kind of went a little bit longer because I felt bad that we had to essentially not start until like 2 hours afterwards, just due to the issues I was having today. My eye is still red from where that thing went in it. But I do appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out for the 3 hours that you spent. I hope you got something out of this. Hope you enjoyed the show. Definitely come back. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already done that. So you can vote on the games that show up in the weekly poll or the weekly voting. So every day, if you're new here, if you're subscribed, you don't have to be subscribed, but if you're subscribed, you get a notification. The vote goes up every day, Monday through Friday. There's 4 games that go up. You vote on whatever game you want to see here on the Saturday show, played on the Steam Deck and the Legion Go. We do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By the end of the week, we've got 5 games that we can show on both of these. And then I pick a game that I like to talk about, something new that came out, or a game that's coming out within a week, or a game that, you know, maybe came out the week before. So that's really the show. That's how it goes. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't. Click the like button, because I think if I say that, it actually puts a ring around it and makes it light up. Would appreciate any of your help that way. It gets like the visibility of the stream, as you well know how YouTube may work. The more people like and engage with it, the more people comment on it or chat, it always helps that get more visibility, and I appreciate any help there. But otherwise, folks, have a great evening, and we'll talk next week on Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and in the middle of the week, just look for the new videos that go up every day. You'll get notified if you subscribe. All right, everybody, thank you again. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.